Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. This week, we are actually playing the tabletop role-playing game Good Society, which is based on Jane Austen novels. And we're going to sort of do that. We tend to play our own setting at Fire Breathing Kittens, but we're definitely going to use the mechanics. We are playing Good Society for the first time, so we might make some mistakes, but don't worry, we're going to have a good time anyway. Normally, I introduce my friends at this point, but this is a special secret information game. So I'm going to gesture to you guys, hey guys, this is the hand signal for putting your headphones back on. And now we're going to have a secret information time. Can just Ailbh's players leave your headphones on and you two take your headphones off? And I'll wave you back in with this signal, okay? All right. Okay. Ailbh, can you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
Oh, I would love to. I am Ailbh Goldbeard of the Goldbeards. I stand at a stocky 4 foot tall. I am red of skin, blonde of beard. I wear my kilt and my loose-fitting cotton top. And I should say I'm a brewer of great renown, or I certainly believe so anyway. And boys and girls, drink responsibly.
Absolutely. You have two inner conflicts, like on two edges of a teeter-totter. When one goes up, the other goes down. What are those?
That is right. So my conflicts are my family connection, my brothers and my sister. We came together very close as a family when our parents died. Very sadly of old age. It was not a bad time. They died simply of old age. But I am conflicted with my wanderlust, my need to travel and move around as I build my brewing empire.
Yes, brewing tends to take place just in the one place, and gathering ingredients tends to take place everywhere else. Yes.
It does.
Yes, and your role card is?
My role card is, I am the meddler. I'm a bit of what we say in the Goldbeards, I'm a sweetie wife. And what that means is I like to spread gossip. Most of the gossip I would say is true. However, some things do turn out to be false, and I do apologise profusely.
We do love some good rumours. What are your positive and negative starting reputation tags, Ailbh?
My positive tags are, I am tough, and I think that comes from my need to protect, especially my younger sister.
And your negative tag?
My negative tag is I am dangerous. That can often be if people cross me or I'm not able to influence in the way I would like, that I can be a little fiery and perhaps respond not in the way society would deem appropriate.
Oh, goodness. Well, what kind of relationships do you have with other people? What's your relationship card and who did you give it to?
Well, I do have a rival brewer, a young Alexander McJohn of the McJohn families. I have handed that card off to said player.
The GM, yes. Oh, no. Oops, sorry.
That goes off to Armando.
Armando's player, yes.
It is, yes.
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 All right. And what is your desire? Basically, what win condition did you choose for yourself today?
Well, I have chosen, as I have mentioned, I have a close-knit family. I am here to protect my younger sibling from all ill and make sure they marry whom I choose. That would be my younger sister, Laig, who will be played by Ivy's character, I believe. Oh, no.
Me.
I believe that is yourself. I do yes. Apologise.
No. And who do you want League to marry?
Well, there is a character, Armando. He seems to be quite an eligible bachelor.
We'll see if that happens. That's interesting.
Let us see, but you've got to pick the good ones out there. And I've seen Armando work, and he is quite impressive.
I think that would be hilarious if that happened in this game. So thank you very much for your introduction, Ailbh. I'm going to ask you to take your headphones off, and I'll take everybody else. There we go. Hand waving. I'm sure this is really fun to listen to as a podcast. I'm hand-waving, listeners. All right, next up, if Ivy's player could please leave your headphones on, and if Armando's player could please take your headphones off. Excellent. Okay, Ivy, can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hi, my name is Ivy. Ivy Green. You've probably heard of me, or at least you've heard of my family. And I'm a fairy, so I'm like not very tall, and I have very beautiful wings and like luscious golden locks and like really pretty blue eyes.
So beautiful, so famous, so talented.
That's me.
What is your inner conflict? Like a teeter-totter, the two ends are opposed. When one goes up, the other goes down. What two things conflict you inside?
Well, so like my family has like a ton of money, and it'd be really easy for me to like take advantage of that. And but at the same time, I really want to make my own way in the world, and I really want to be my own person and like famous for who I am, not because of like my family's name. So I'm really like struggling between the two, like money or like Ivy.
The heir to wealthy families with like, I think of you as like Beyonce's kid, right? How could you not go into the music industry?
North, she's like so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, when your parents are that connected, it would be so easy for you to make a name for yourself in the industry, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, if you have talent, which unfortunately I like don't, like I'm not very good at singing. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that you mentioned that you don't have talent. What are your positive and negative tags, the one positive thing and one negative thing that people know about you?
So my positive tag is like I'm really famous, which makes sense. But I'm only famous because my family is famous, not because of who I am. And then my negative tag is that I'm incompetent, which like I feel is really unfair. Because sometimes I do things correctly, but like anyways, that's what it says. So
yeah. And what is your relationship? What is your role card? There we go.
My role card is the socialite, of course.
Yes, and that means that if you gain 3 positive reputation tags, you might, what are your 2 options for your reputation conditions that you could activate?
Are you talking about in the reputation section?
Yes.
Or the reputation criteria?
It has a positive upward facing triangle next to it, and you have 2 choices, and if you get 3 positive reputation tags, you might...
I might in closest confidence, so I can choose one connection, and until this boon is erased, this connection is devoted to me and believes that I can do no wrong.
Ooh.
Which is very fitting. Thank you. Or I can do social capital, which is when I offer connections relationship advice in confidence that appears reasonable, they will follow it.
Ooh, that might come in handy, because what is your desire? What is your goal?
My desire, my deepest goal is I would love to orchestrate the marriage between 2 people of my choosing. So I want a wedding bells. I want something to happen between them. Or as Ivy would say, I just like really like to see people in love. And I'd love to like see some people like get hitched. That's my like dream.
And you're declaring it now. Which 2 people are you going to get married in this session?
I would love to see, I mean, like, it's so far-fetched, but I'd love to see Robin and Armando get married.
All right. We'll see if that happens. That would be fun. That would be so unlikely, but I'm super excited to try. Okay. And I forgot to do this for Ailbh, but what 2 side characters are you playing, and what are their goals?
I am playing Robin Banks, which is Armando's sword fighting rival. I don't know. I think Robin is here to cause some chaos, to maybe make some things a little bit difficult for Armando in his life. She's a little salty about going to prison, thanks to him. So, and then I am also playing Or Goldbeard, which I apologize in advance for my Scottish accent, everyone. This is Alvia's brother, his oldest brother, who's just here to have a lovely time and make sure that his family stays safe. He's just a good old man.
All right. And if you could say he has one goal, would it maybe be to make his family's brewing company the best around?
You know what? That is a perfect goal that I will write down right now.
All right. And I think we are good. You have one relationship card. Who did you give it to and what was it?
I gave my relationship card to Reed. This is Ivy's like best friend, and also she like kind of had a crush on him and maybe a thing with him when they were younger, and then like it just kind of petered out. So they're kind of friends, but then they're also old flames at the same time.
Ooh. And he's currently in love with...
He is currently in love with Fern, which is Ivy's beautiful sister, who is engaged to a dastardly fiend.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure if Armando's player knows that. Make sure to tell Armando's player that. Okay. Well,
I love messaging.
All right. Well, that's perfect. Excellent introduction. I'm going to wave everyone in. Okay. I forgot one thing with Ailbh's player. You were playing 2 connections, so we're going to cover those, and then we're going to go to Armando. So Armando and Ivy's player, take your headphones off. Oh, yeah, Ailbh, you're playing as more than one person. Who are you 2 people, and what are their goals?
Oh, well, first off, we've got to read Darling, a connection of the young, beautiful Ivy. His goal, having been childhood sweethearts, I believe anyway, they were somewhat besotted with each other, but they grew apart as they grew older. It would certainly be nice if young Reed was to marry young Ivy.
Fern. He's in love with Fern, her sister. That's right. Yes.
Is he?
Yes. But she's engaged to a horrible man.
Well, we can't have that, can we?
So yes, Reed is in love with Fern, Ivy's older, more talented sister.
Disputable.
Okay.
And also Emile will be played today, who is Armando's mentor, shall we say. Took him in when he was a much younger. He's somewhat of a father figure to Armando. Recently had some assassination attempts. I heard as a recent episode would say.
And it was such a scandal when your other student, Robin, went to jail.
Unbelievable.
Gosh, I can't believe. Yeah.
I know.
I hear she's still there today.
That is my belief. It would certainly be shocking if she was to appear somewhere else other than that jail cell.
All right. And what is Emile's goal? I know you've had a rough time because you grew up as a Safiosi and now you've abandoned the name, and you want to live by honor to atone for your previous murders, of course. So what is your goal today? Oh, and you've recently come back from hiding because you've hopefully the coast is clear after that assassination attempt on your life.
Well, absolutely. So Bumblehenge, where I've recently come from, the monk who kept me safe there, it is very important that I keep that person safe. Everyone who's come into contact with me is now in danger.
Yes.
It is important that Armando, most of all, remains safe, and that is my ultimate goal.
So true. All right, well, now we'll get Armando in. Man, there's a lot of characters, you guys. There's so many characters. All right, 3 more for you listeners. We have 3 more characters. And then mine. Oh, boy. We have 9 characters today. Wait, no, 3, 6, 9, 12. We have 12 characters today, so this intro is going to take a while. So everyone take your headphones off except for Armando's player. All right, perfect. So, Armando, can you describe yourself for our listeners?
Of course. So, thank you, Yim. It has been a while. Like, I have never been in an episode where it takes so long for me to say something, but it is helping me practice my self-control, so it is very helpful. Let's see. I am about 6'3" or something like that, 160 pounds. I am a very accomplished sword fighter. I'm wearing like a vest and a white shirt with some regular pants and some boots. I have a shoulder-length, very dark brown hair, a very handsome mustache, and my eyes are like an amber color. What else? I see. I have a couple of swords, and for the purposes of this story, I'm dressed up a little bit more. Like, I have a change of clothes that I'm going to probably put on later. This is like my everyday working in the field as a mercenary sword fighter. But I have like a nice blue suit. Like, it's not like a tuxedo or nothing like that, but it is a very distinguished, like my boots are like black and my pants are white. And this is a blue overcoat that I would put over and look very handsome, I would say. I mean...
I can see it now. In fact, what role card are you playing, Armando?
So my role card is called the Careerist. So I am primarily focused on advancing my career. Like one would do with the military or something like that, become a general or something. But for me, I want to be the greatest sword fighter in Nicamoy. Like in Guaso, like the entire country.
Wow. Well, that will be easy to do because surely no one can rival your skills.
I'm glad my reputation precedes me.
Speaking of your reputation, what are your positive and negative reputation tags that everyone knows about you?
So my positive reputation tags, I am tough. That is positive because like I could be in a very hairy situation, but my toughness brings me and my party through. My negative tag is I am poor. Now, that is a complicated situation, but that is a little bit by choice. Like I want to be a self-made man, you know, and I have to start from the bottom. I have to have nothing and then build up from there.
Yeah, otherwise, who did it come from? Speaking of, what's your inner conflict? Like a teeter-totter, when one goes up, the other goes down. What conflicting desires swirl inside you?
That is a great question. So I'd be happy to elaborate. My inner conflict is I have a desire to connect because, see, I've been growing up by myself. Like I'm very isolated for many years. And I would like, that's why I joined the Fire Breathing Kitten, to connect and be, part of a team, a family, if you will. However, my ingrained training, the mapping of my mind is the need to rely on myself because I have been betrayed before. You know, people I thought I could count on, I could not count on. I could only count on myself. And that is advice that was given to me by not a very nice man. But unfortunately, many times it turned out to be true. So I struggle with both of these.
It is a struggle, for sure. So what is your relationship to other people? What card did you give someone else and what did it say?
My relationship is I have a former friend. The public thing on the card says, former friend, the giver and taker of this card were former friends until the giver's cruel actions ended the relationship abruptly. Do I read the private part too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Headphones are off.
the private part says, former friend, the giver of this card wronged the taker painfully and completely.
Yeah, what happened there?
So I was growing up, I had a very bad family situation. However, I find the Nicamoy Fencing Academy, which I became kind of a rising star under the tutelage of my mentor, who I rediscovered. I thought he was dead, but I rediscovered my mentor, Emil. He's like a true father to me. While I was growing up, he trained so many students, and there was only one person who was even close to my ability. She is very capable, she flowed like water. You know, it's like natural. Her name was Robin Banks, I never forget. And I thought she was just like me. Like she is aiming to be excellent. She is very honorable, and she wants to make a difference in the world. And so, like, I pushed myself to be better, and she pushed herself to be better. And we are rivals, but we get mutual respect and closeness. But then one day I figure out she is not honorable at all. She is like a secret criminal, you know? And she steals, like, from all kinds of people, lots of money and gems, and she don't care. She don't even care. She's not doing it to, like, feed a starving family or nothing. It's just because she can, because she is skilled. And it make my stomach hurt so bad. But I was the one that actually turned her in, because I was working on behalf of the bank to find out who was stealing. And so I turned her in, and she did not take it very well. But I understand. But she did it to herself, you know. It's not my fault. It was her consequences of her actions that caught up to her, and it is her fault for making those choices. But she take it out on me.
And the question is, has she changed? Has she become honorable? We will find out today.
Oh, and really? I not see her for ages. This is very exciting.
No. She's in jail. So
yeah, that's why I left her.
Yeah. But I've heard some rumors about your family, Armando. I heard that your father destroyed people's lives and that you had a hand in the death of your parents. Well, I guess we'll find out if those rumors are true today. won't we? So
maybe? I don't know.
oh, I've heard some things about you. What's your desire? What's your win condition for this game?
My desire, according to my card, for the listener at home, is I think it is card number 8. I don't remember.
Yes.
Anyway, it says, what is right to be done cannot be done too soon. And that is like my motto. We must make right what we have done wrong. It is as simple as that. And then the back of the card says, restore your family name and resume your place in society.
Yes. And what would that look like for Armando to resume your place in society?
Well, I will admit to you, and I guess the listener too, that the rumor for the first one is true. My father was an awful man. He was a member of the city council of Nikamoy, and he steal and cheat his way up there. And then he abused his power so bad, like he ruined so many family. And there were many opponents of his that were absolutely crushed, driven to poverty, and sometimes they just died destitute, unable to have medicine or food or nothing like that. So he ruined many people just because they stood in his way. No other reason. And now my name is corrupted because of his actions, and I want to bring honor back to the Contenza Biladno de Medici name.
To be that shining light on the hill. So you are also playing 2 characters, Fern and Alexander. Who are they and what are their goals for this session?
So Alexander is, I would say, he's the superior rival to Ailbh. And his goal is to outclass him in every way. So, for example, I've been working. He doesn't have his headphones on right now, so he doesn't know. But I've been working on a beer that is basil-based, and it's going to revolutionize the brewing industry. I mean, absolutely. And there is one slot available for you know how athletic teams have official sponsorships, like this team's official beer is XYZ. Well, that's my beer. I'm gonna be the official beer of the, I think it's the Gardielu Guardians. And Ailbh can try his simple recipes. I mean, it's quite adolescent, to be honest. I mean, maybe one day he'll be worth his salt, but not right now. No, not at all. I completely outclass him in every way. And I'm not saying that because I'm, on myself.
When you wander around and you pick random plants, maybe your beer doesn't taste as good as someone who just, works with the tried and true basil,
Well, nobody's used basil before.
No.
And so
you don't have to spend 10 years wandering to find a weird plant that may or may not be poisonous, right? Yeah.
True, but there's a chemistry involved that is very complex. And as the GM, I don't expect you to know exactly what goes in beer and how you can really bring out the notes of various plants. Maybe you do. I'm coming at this a bit blind. However, I know Ailbh don't. He doesn't know anything about brewing. I mean, it's...
So what's your win condition for
My win condition
Alexander?
is to, if there is any kind of competition or basically to one-up Ailbh.
Nice.
And not in any old-fashioned way, but to really put him in his place. It's not like I'm trying to beat him, like we're peers or something. It's more the fact that he just needs to know he's inferior. That's really all.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna throw down. It's happening. And Fern Green, who is she, and what's her win condition?
Well,
did you know that she's engaged to a horrible man? Said Ivy a few moments ago.
What?
We learned that. Anyway, so what's
How
Fern's...
could she say that about Todd? Todd is so perfect and so supportive. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to get as far as I could without Todd's help. But I do love Ivy. Ivy is my sister, and I would do anything for her. And I don't know why she got involved with this guild. We come from a family of, musicians and performers, and it's really kind of our family trade, and she's really doing something different, but I'm just gonna be as supportive as I can. I'm kind of jealous that she has the guts to do something that's different, you know? Our family's pretty locked in, has expectations of us. And, Todd wants me to be in the footsteps of my mom. But, I don't know, like it does come easy, come natural. But I do have a lot of respect for Ivy. She's really getting out there and trying something new. And I don't know if I would have the guts to do that. So my victory condition, I guess, just to help Ivy with whatever she's doing this episode. That's what I want to do.
Aw, that's so sweet. All right. Hey, everybody, hand waving is happening. Hand waving. All of you take your headphones off. That's right. I have 3 NPCs. Go. Their faces. Lols. All right. Hey, it's just you and me, microphone, and potentially a listener. I'm playing 3 characters today. They're gonna cause some trouble for our players. I got Martirosyan, League, and Rose. They're playing rock, paper, scissors because they can see each other but not talk. That is adorable, and I love my players. All right. So Rose is Ivy's mother, and she wants her to be successful. Not happy. Successful. Happy? I don't know. We'll find out. It's a mom problem. League is Ailbh's sister. And honestly, she's overworked and needs some help in the brewery. Like, Ailbh wandering and learning about new plants doesn't help her make beer. And Martirosyan, that's my favorite. Martirosyan is here to kill Emil. She was hired by Armando's parents because Armando's parents felt that Emil was interfering in their son's development too much. He was getting all like goody two-shoes, so they hired an assassin to kill him, as you do. This caused Emil to flee and fake his own death. And the assassin was convinced that Emil had died, but he hadn't. And so she heard rumors that he was alive, and she was like, wait, I thought he was dead. I was hired. I did accept money to kill him. And although the people who hired me are dead, that happens, with people who hire assassins, they die sometimes. I am an honorable assassin, and I accepted this money, so I'm going to make sure he dies. So if she finds out who Emil is and where, she gonna kill him this episode, and I'm here for it. Loving it. So, and honestly, Emil deserves it. He killed a lot of people in his past too. Just because you're just ask Bill from a previous episode. Just because you're trying to make amends doesn't mean you didn't do bad things. So, hand wave everybody back in. All right. We have now introduced ourselves so thoroughly that the listeners probably don't know who everybody is, but we'll remind them. We all know. Everybody, the mechanics of this game are that it is a limited action economy token spending game. We all have 2 resolve tokens on each of our characters. I am using literal tokens on pieces of paper to keep track of this. They might have pen and paper, but basically when you spend a token off of this character, it is gone. So you have 2. So you can spend the first one, you're like, okay, I got 1 left. It's fine. You spend that last one and now you're out of tokens. So it is a very fun, limited action economy game. There's also a second type of token that the 3 main characters have, which is called a monologue token. Monologue tokens are different than resolve tokens. You don't spend them to do anything. You spend them to get the truth. Is that man marrying you for love or because you have $10 million? Spend that monologue token and ask. Does your mom actually care if you're happy? Find out. Is your brother, so many questions that wouldn't it be nice in real life if you could just force someone to tell the truth? And that is what the monologue token is for. And the presence of the monologue, no, you're shaking your head, no, do not want to know, would prefer ignorance. Okay, well, the presence of the monologue token implies in this game that you should be lying. Lie to achieve your goals. Because when there is a truth-revealing mechanic, if you're telling the truth all the time, ain't no fun. So everybody, that is the game. You have 2 tokens to spend, and 1 monologue token per major character, and all characters have 2 tokens, including the connections. You can use that token to achieve something awesome, like when you're Evel Knievel and you want to make sure you land that motorcycle jump, that takes a resolve token. And you can use that token to do something bad to yourself and other people. It sometimes requires negotiation. If you're targeting someone else, they can say no, and they can say yes if, and get something from you. Like, I'm going to make this person be late to the party, 2 hours late. That'll give me plenty of time to woo my love target. Do you accept? And they can say yes if I have some private time in the garden after I arrive with them, or whatever. I don't know, negotiate. So with that said, those are the mechanics. I just summarized 300 pages for you. You're welcome. And now we're going to start playing. Everyone, I have this cycle of play printout. The first part of the cycle of play is a novel chapter, which, if we wrote down these words, they'd seem like they were a novel in a Jane Austen book. We're going to decide the chapter type. The rule book recommends we start with an event, which is a big party that everybody's at. And then we're going to define the details of the chapter, set the scene, and start role play. And then we'll role play for about an hour, and then we'll go to break. Despite everyone's intense, what was that? I just took my headphones off for 20 minutes. Yes, that was part of the game. So, are we late? Are we on time?
It was a very good part.
Yeah, it was a very important part. So, who's going to host the party?
I feel like Rose Green / the Green family would certainly host the party.
I agree. My daughter is needing to debut in society. She hasn't really made a name for herself as a singer yet, and I would like to host a celebration of her birthday. It's your birthday, Ivy. By having cake and a pony. She's 30. A pony's appropriate, right? And all of the most eligible bachelors and a performance by her. And I will have it at my mansion, the Green Mansion. It's Beyonce's house, you guys. Picture a $20 million mansion, 15,000 square feet. And, the grounds. You got those, pointed bushes, sculpted bushes, ice sculptures. You guys help me decorate this place. What does this party look like?
I would assume many gazebos, with flower,
garland.
Garland. Yeah, that is the word. I am not too fancy, so I don't know. With flowers.
There's definitely waiters walking around.
Yes.
Holding little canapes on trays that will not even remotely fill you up, even if you had 50 of them. So.
Yes. Ooh, but they're so delicious. Each one is a bite of heaven. But just one bite.
Just one bite of heaven, yes.
And Ailbh will be walking around with an assortment of his beers. He's not working, however, he will not pass up the opportunity to pass out some of his lovely beverages.
Yes, you and Ivy know each other from the Guildhall. All people from the Guildhall know each other. You drink beers together. And when you provided some of your own brew and she mentioned the upcoming party, you recognized the networking opportunity.
Absolutely, I jumped on the chance. Need to bring in some coin through other ways. You cannot rely on guild work. It might dry up one day, you see.
Ivy also begged you to come, both you and Armando, because she knows her mother has something up her sleeve, and Ivy does not want to be left alone with her. So she begged her friends to please attend her birthday party.
We were happy to attend.
Absolutely. You should be celebrated. I mean, I'm happy to be here with you. And I'm also here. I have your back, as they say. If any shenanigans or whatever happen, I'm here to protect you.
And of course, I would protect my daughter as well. I have hired the illustrious, famed guard, Robin Banks, to protect you as well as some other people. And these very accomplished swords people will keep everyone safe.
Is she announcing this to the entire party or to
No.
the Forbidden Kittens or something?
I just made it exist, that's all.
Okay.
But you'll have to bump into her at the party.
I will reserve my surprise for later. I would like to add there is at least one symphony, a full orchestra, playing music as people mingle and eat little bits of heaven and everything and enjoy beer or the drink of their choice. And there is a very fancy, one of those really upscale bartenders that does the smoking of the glasses and everything. And he's like, what are you even doing with that? I just want a drink. But he has to make it an experience.
He puts edible flowers in it. And you're like, I really just wanted something to drink, not to eat plants. Yeah.
You're making my drink dirty. Why are you doing this?
Ailbh, being uncultured, takes the cocktail, I believe he called it, and he just eats. This is not good. Ivy, why are there things in...
They're just like pretty decorations. Like you don't actually have to like eat them. You can just put them aside, but just try drinking it. Do you need a toothpick? I can get you a toothpick. Okay.
I do. It's sweet. This is too sweet.
It's very different from your beer. Like,
yes.
Very different. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
I brought my own. I hope your family won't be too offended. Oh, sweet. Oh.
League comes up to you and restocks your beer and kind of gives some to the bartender too and be like, try these. These will be much more popular for your guests than that cocktail thing.
Aura's right behind him like, oh, yes. It's my family recipe. And nope. It's so
okay.
atrocious.
It's okay. Just keep going. Roll. Yeah.
He's like, it's delicious. You should have some.
You have lived apart from us too long, older brother. You've been mingling with those city folks.
The bartender tries some, makes a surprised and impressed face and stocks the bar with it and hands you, of course, some gold from the purchase alcohol funds.
League, would you mind looking after the coin? I don't know that I can be trusted.
League already handled it before you asked her to.
We have an arrangement.
Yeah, there was no assumption that you were going to be helpful at all.
And I just wander off after giving her a little kiss on the cheek there. Thank you, little sister. And I shall walk away to mingle with these aristocrats, I suppose you would call them.
So Armando is just walking around. I'm not drinking any alcohol because I don't want to dull my senses, my reflexes and everything like that. But I do know it is important at a party to be holding something. And I'm holding a very fancy cocktail. It's a goblet of like this goldish fluid. I don't know what it is. It smells kind of nice. It has an arrangement of flowers and it is bubbling a little bit. But I don't even try to drink it. I just like carry it around like I am somebody important. And I'm wearing my fancy clothes, So this is a very new experience for me. I'm just trying to like observe and mimic to fit into this society.
So you'll be surprised when Robin Banks saunters up behind you and snatches that drink right out of your hands. Gulps it down in one gulp.
Is that... Okay, number one, why are you taking my drink? Number two, are you a Robin Banks?
Well, yes, I am. And it was delicious, thank you.
It has been quite a while. I think when we last saw each other, it was a very different environment,
Yes, I believe there were bars in between us the last time we saw each other.
And not the kind of bars that serve drinks like you just stole from me.
Oh, Armando, don't be so salty. That's all in the past now.
I'm sorry. Is it? Is it? Why are you at this party?
I've gone straight.
Really?
I'm a respectable guard now.
A guard?
Yeah.
You are giving a flicker of hope to my heart. I hope that is true. But you have... And I turn my head a little bit to look left and right to make sure that I'm not exposing... Like, I don't want to be dishonorable unnecessarily, like, to Robin, even though she is dishonorable herself. Anyway, that is beside the point. I say, I hope this is true. I know you chose to pursue an alternative lifestyle, if you will. Like, the underground crime or whatever, And I whisper this. I say, I'm going to be keeping an eye on you. But it's because I care about you, I want you to succeed, but, you can at least make it up to me by giving me a different drink. I'm not saying like you are my servant or whatever, but you just got to make it right, You stole, like the first interaction we have. I mean, think about this for a second. You come up to me, you steal something from me, you consume it so it is not returnable, and then you say you'll go astray? Yes, you are punctuating and making quite an entrance, I understand. But it is now up to you to make this right,
Well, I certainly wouldn't want there to be any bad blood between us, so certainly I'll go get you another drink.
It was the gold bubbly one. I don't know what the name is. I don't need the flowers, no. Whatever, you figure it out.
She'll like place one of the flowers in Armando's hair and then walk off to the bartender.
My body instinctively kind of react like a defensive, like I want to back away and I'm not sure, but I as Robin walks away, I gingerly take the flower, I look at it, and then I put it in my lapel because I have no flower there right now. So I like, well, maybe this is the a symbol of some rebirth of my former friend.
Armando?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Ailbh, what's going on?
No. Hi, Emil.
Oh, sorry. I am.
Why?
I was thinking of Ailbh because he's such a good friend, and I was thinking about friendship right now. Yeah, Emil.
Of course.
Hello. Sorry. I'm
sorry. I'm behind you. Here, behind you.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you're very sneaky. Like I still never figure out that trick that you do.
Well, one day, my student. Was that Ms. Banks?
Yes. I can't believe. So yeah, apparently she is a guard for, I assume, the Green family. She says she goes straight, but she stole my drink.
She has done much worse than steal your drink, my friend.
You know about that? I did not try to spread a rumor or nothing about her, but you figure out what she's doing?
I have many little birds.
You are so wise. What should we do? Best. Like, I don't know how to react, to be honest with you. Like, she has the potential to make this party a disaster. Like, she could steal so many things from all these rich people.
She could. And just pauses a moment. But everyone deserves a second chance. I did. You did. Let's hear her out. Let's not jump to conclusions.
I will accept your wisdom.
However, if the time comes, you must be swift.
I will. She is very swift. Like, usually nobody can steal a drink from out of my hand. But she's ridiculously fast, like back in the classroom at the Nicomoy Fencing Academy. She is quite a challenger.
I am very aware of her talent. She was arguably one of my best alongside you. However, she disappointed me more than anyone could have ever. Not like you, my son.
I kind of, so like, I try to smile because it is the words that I yearn for to hear, that I am like a son to Emil. And so I'm holding back tears at the moment because I'm trying to put up a brave face, like I am a fire-breathing kitten and I have to be representative of the guild, but I am touched so deeply from what Emil's saying. And so I stick out my hand to shake it, to shake his hand, and I say, Emil, you are like a father to me. And that means so very much to me that you say that.
I take the hand and clasp it in two hands. I must go for just now. I will be around. I cannot risk...
He gave me the ultimate handshake. That is the two-handed one. I am over the moon.
I shall be around. Keep an eye on Miss Banks. I will do so too. I cannot risk being seen by too many. I am sorry I had to come here. I will explain more later, when the time is right.
I trust you completely. Yes, I will do what you say.
I would like to spend a resolve token from Martirosyan's pool.
Ooh.
I'm going to return it to the central bank to accomplish something very important, which is, as Martirosyan has been hired as a guard by Rose Green, she is walking around and she is observing people, and she notices a familiar face wearing his fancy blue dress coat and his sharp white pants and his black boots. That's Armando over there. She can't help but notice that he clasps hands with someone she's seen a sketch of that she long believed dead, but heard rumors that he was still alive and at Bumblehenge, although she checked Bumblehenge and he wasn't there. Now she finds him. Spending this resolve token, Martirosyan has confirmed Emil is alive. But Emil, of course, the handshake breaks up and he drifts into the crowd before she can get him. Returning this to the central pool. That's a great example of how to spend a resolve token for my players. Make something change about the story. Make a big impact on it. Martirosyan confirmed Emil is alive.
Could I also spend one of Emil's tokens? As he's walking away, he's going to look and he sees that he has been spotted by Martirosyan. He looks and they just lock eyes for the
Yes.
briefest of moments.
You don't even have to spend your token on that because I like that. That's like, I like that. You know, yeah. This is the negotiation part.
Okay.
This negatively affected Emil, so I should have negotiated with you. Yeah, look at that. So I think that's a yes, and yes, you accept it, and you add that you lock eyes. You see her too.
Yes.
Perfect. We accidentally did the rules right, even though I forgot to ask for negotiations.
I'm so proud of us.
Just for that briefest of moments, they lock eyes. They know.
Yes. Oh, the game is on.
Ooh. And at that moment, an average height man appears with a beautiful Midwestern accent that I unfortunately cannot do. He arrives and he's under his arm carrying music notes. I don't know if he was hired to be perhaps part of the symphony, the orchestra, which is playing, and he drops them on the floor and he's so embarrassed and he picks them up and he brushes his hair back. He's in a fine cotton top and very clean, nothing too spectacular, but very clean. And he sort of giggles and chuckles to himself. Oh, I'm such a fool. Oh, what I need to go and find. Oh.
Ivy will sidle up to Reed.
Oh
my God, you're like finally here.
Oh, thank you. And you'll kiss on one cheek and kiss on the other. Oh, it's so good to see you here. You must forgive me. I'm all over the place. Oh.
She helps him pick up the scattered music, and she said, "Yes, no, it's like totally fine.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
I don't think that Fern saw, so I think you're okay."
Fern. Oh, is Fern here? I wasn't aware.
Well, I mean, it like is my birthday party, so
I suppose that does make sense. Happy birthday! My gift. I must have dropped it. Oh, Ivy, I'm so sorry. I mean,
that's
I'm such
okay.
a bad friend.
I don't really need any. No, you're a wonderful friend. I mean, you showed up, and that was nice of you. So thank you. That's the best present you ever could have gotten me. Also, keep me away from my mother.
I will do my best. You wouldn't be able to something to imbibe. I need a beverage.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me go get you something. Just calm down. You sit here, relax.
Okay.
Ivy's surreptitiously looking around for Fern, and also keeping an eye on where her mother is. And she will toddle off to the bartender.
Your mother is currently organizing the musicians because in a few minutes she's going to ask you to sing, but you can see that happening.
Oh no. Am I able to spend a resolve token to I don't know, maybe she sees someone carrying a drink and trips them to cause a little bit of a kerfuffle so that her mother has to deal with it?
You can spend resolve tokens not only on yourself, but on other people. So you can have Rose do something, spend a resolve token to have Rose get distracted by this. Or
Robin bumps into Rose.
Ooh.
For reasons. Certainly nothing nefarious. Robin has turned a new leaf. She would never do anything wrong. She's just trying to protect her. She's trying to guard. She's trying to do her duty and accidentally bumps into Rose. Okay. Spilling a drink on her.
Okay. So what's happening I've got these actual tokens, is I'm going to lift up a resolve token, which is a rock, from Robin and move it onto Rose, which would then empower Rose with 3 resolve tokens if I accept this drink. And I'm going to say the delay will be 1/2 hour as I change clothes.
Okay.
Accepted. All right. Rose now has 3 resolve tokens. Oh, super mama. And Robin only has 1. Robin will be if you run out of resolve tokens, she'll be at the whim of of the flow of the game.
Of Armando.
Yeah. All right. So Rose goes upstairs to change. She goes, my dress! And of course has others.
Of course.
She's going to go put one on. And she'll come out looking even more fabulous, but unfortunately, the singing had to be delayed, which maybe was a good thing for Reed as he finds his music and gets himself organized. So really, the only person slighted by this is Rose.
Yes.
So during this exchange, Fern finds Ivy, and I'm like, oh, happy birthday! How are you doing, girl? And I give her the biggest hug in the whole wide world.
Ivy hugs her back so tightly. And she's like, oh my God, Fern, I'm so glad you're here. Mother is trying to make me sing.
But you have such a beautiful voice. You should stop hiding from that. I know you want to do something different, and that's okay. But you're a lovely singer.
But in comparison to like you and Mom, like I'm nowhere near that. And I just don't want everybody to see me and think, oh my God, she's like nowhere near as good as her sister.
No, but you give the best compliments, but you don't need to tear yourself down, girl. Just embrace who you are. And then, like, you know, your style will come out and everybody will love it. You have nothing to worry about.
But like, I don't want to be a singer. I want to be a fire-breathing kitten, which I am now, and it's the coolest ever.
What does that mean? What do they do? I mean, is there like a championship or something? Or I don't even know where it goes. You know what I mean? Like, I know when I sing on the biggest stage in town, that's the best. But I'm not trying to talk down to you or anything. I just like don't know what the career path looks like. It's just totally foreign to me. That's all.
I know. And like, I appreciate you trying to like understand, but like last week or the week before, time is really flowy. I went to a floating island and discovered 1,000-year-old civilization. Like, that's really cool. You know, it's not singing in front of like a packed stadium, but it's still really neat and impactful. So
yeah. Oh, okay. That's a great example. I understand. Kind of.
Well, anyways, but like enough about me. Did you see that Reed is here?
What? Oh, I haven't seen Reed and so like Fern blushes slightly a little, you know, but not a whole lot. Like just she keeps it under control. So, did you what did he say? Did he say anything about me?
I mean, like he seemed excited to see that you were here, you know, especially without Todd. So, like, you should go say hi to him.
Why do you hate Todd so much? He's such a loving man.
To some people, sure. Anyways, Reed's like right over there. You should go say hi to him.
Well, okay. Well, do you need help getting ready for your performance or anything later? I mean, I want to help you. This is your day.
No. It's okay. I'll figure something out. It'll be okay. I'm just going to go get another drink. Thank you. Love you.
I love you too. I kind of nervously collect myself and I walk over to Reed with my head held high and I say, "Oh, hi, Reed."
Fern, hi.
Are you playing music tonight?
I'm not sure. When I came here, I had all my music and I dropped it, and I'm just in such a kerfuddle. I'm just going to put these down. Where are the drinks? I think I need a moment just to
there's
compose
some
myself.
waiters
I don't know if I'm going to.
Waiter, and then a waiter comes by with a drink. Is this okay for you,
like
Reed?
Or breaks in at this moment. He's like, "Beer? Did you say you need beer?" And he'll just
yes.
shove beer in Reed's face.
None of this fruity stuff.
Right.
Thank you. You're who are you?
Oh, I'm Orr. My brother is friends with Ivy.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you kindly. You can.
What do you think of it?
Bitter.
Oh.
I think they would call it hoppy. I believe is the term. It's cold.
Cold is good. Cold is good. He'll mutter. He'll like run. Keep muttering to himself, taking little notes.
Yes, it's not normally what I would go for, but I can see why people would like it.
Do you have any notes, any flavors in there that you're feeling? Anything you're tasting?
Dirt. Stick. There's a thickness to it. Is it supposed to be thick? If it is, it's doing it very well.
I don't know if it's supposed to be thick or not, so yes, it's supposed to be thick and frothy. Are you getting froth? There's a lot of head in there.
A lot of head. Most head I've had in a long time.
I'm sure, Reed. I'm sure.
Yes. Is there any chance that some of that gold bubbly stuff? I've seen a few going around. I would like some of the gold bubbly.
Oh, I can get that for you. You're gonna be great. You don't need to worry. I'll get you the drink, and if you need help picking up your music, I can do that. I just want to make sure Ivy's day is the best. And so, Fern makes her way off.
Oh, God, she's beautiful.
Aww, that's so cute.
And Reed just takes a seat. There's a small wooden bench, and he just plops down, shuffles the sheet music underneath, and just... I don't think I can perform today. This is too much. Not with all of her family here. Ivy and Fern both. God, I could marry either of them.
Scandal.
So from the centre of the room, you hear a distinguished sounding man saying, "Excuse me, I hate to interrupt everybody's day. We're having a lovely evening, but I just wanted to warn you that there's been some swill that's been promulgated through the party, and we're gonna sweep it up. If you've got any of this, what I suppose you'd call it beer, but I wouldn't. We will replace it with something finer. You are distinguished guests, and you will not be insulted by such an offering. Consequently, we are releasing a new basil-based beer. So if you could please make your way to the bar. It's an Alexander special. You may absolutely have some on the house. And tell a friend. Thank you for your attention,
John.
everyone. Oh.
Mick John.
That's me.
Why are you here?
Well, everybody's here. And that would include me. The real question is, what are you doing here?
It's Ivy's birthday. She is part of the Fire-Breathing Kittens. I am also part of the same guild. Can I ask why you think it's appropriate that you bring your sorry backside to such a party?
Well, if you must know, it's because I am well connected with the Green family. They're huge investors in my brewery. And so I don't know if you know this, the operation of how a brewery is supposed to work, but you get investors and then you refine your craft so that people actually drink it and they pay you money for it. And one day you'll probably get there. So I don't blame you. I blame just whoever raised you.
Oh, you do not bring my parents into this. You know they are dead.
Well, I'm not saying it's their fault, but orphans are raised by people too. Me. Oh, you were. I assumed you were in foster care. We have a decent system at least. Look, you look on edge. How would you like a fine, well-crafted beer? Perhaps it can inspire you.
Facilitator suggestion. I'd like Alexander's player to spend a resolve token to ask Ailbh to drink one of his beers.
Oh, yes, I will gladly do that. So I will spend a resolve token. I'll mark it off on my sheet.
And you can either accept, so this isn't really like harming your character's intention. So I'm not going to give the resolve token to Ailbh. I'm going to put it in the bank. But you can say no to this and it doesn't get spent. Or you can say yes to this and you can drink the beer. Or you can put a condition. Be like, yes, and I'm requiring this to happen. So it's your choice if this gets spent or not.
Oh, it'll get spent. And there will be harm to somebody. I'd like it to be the condition as the glass is handed forward that Ailbh goes to meet it. But as he does so, just sort of closes his fist and punches through the glass back towards Mr. McJohn.
So, let me see if I understand what's happening then. you're punching through the glass, and the glass is colliding into my face.
No, just the beer. The beer will be knocked over your person.
I see.
One of those accidental, oh, sorry, I didn't quite grab that there.
And then
So-
you're covered in beer.
I will accept this. This is lovely. So, I'm covered in beer, and I say, I wouldn't expect anything more, I'm afraid. I knew you were lousy at beer, but it's just grabbing a glass, son. I would imagine maybe that's your problem. Maybe that's why your beer is so inferior. I thought with a name like Ailbh, you'd be able to elevate your abilities, but it doesn't sound like it. You're as stubborn as a boulder.
Well, we all know this fine product that you have managed to brew, and it gets closer and closer in. It's because you stole it from me. That was very much intended that nobody else outside of the two of them could hear that. It's not the time to embarrass him, but you know you stole that from me.
Ah, of course I did. You don't think I'm going to have such a fine recipe in the hands of you, when I could bring it to the masses in a way that they would gladly accept it? Look, you've got a long way to go. Oh, I see a token. What's happening?
I would like it if, and negotiation coming, somebody overheard Alexander say that admission.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's
All right.
wonderful. Who do you want to overhear it?
Who would be good? One of the
I think
Greens.
League.
I don't mind.
Oh,
Ooh, well, that'd be interesting.
maybe 2 people. It's a token after all.
Yeah. One of the Greens
Right.
and League.
Okay. All right.
I will accept that. I'll say that it was,
Rose, maybe? She's the one who has the contract with.
No, I think it would
Alexander.
be maybe both Ivy and Fern.
Okay.
But the contract
Ivy-
is with Rose, so it's...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree to your terms.
Yeah. Woo. All right. So I'm taking 1 token off of Ailbh.
Off of
Only has
Ailbh.
1 left. And remember, you guys, you can spend you started the game with 2 active rumors about Armando, and you can spend those like resolve tokens as well.
Oh, interesting.
It's on the public information sheet what those rumors are. So Fern and Ivy over here, the admission.
I will say, at this moment, Alexander will excuse himself to tidy up.
That makes
Good
sense.
riddance.
Ivy will sidle up over to Ailbh. My God, I just heard that. Like, are you okay?
Absolutely not. I
Like,
think I
he
need
actually stole your recipe? That's like a thing?
I'd heard that he did such a thing. I'd never thought he would have the cojones to admit such a thing. That animal, him and his father both monsters. I need a moment. Fern, hello. Sorry, I'm sorry I didn't see you on the way in. I'll speak to you shortly. I do apologise.
Oh, that's okay. What, Ivy, what is what he said true?
I mean, like, I'm more inclined to believe Ailbh over Alexander McJohn. So, like, yeah, I think so. Should we tell Mother? Because, like, she has a contract with him.
I guess so, but he seemed real nice. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Todd. They just...
Of course he does. Anyways.
Well, what... Anyway, yeah, we should tell Mom. She always knows how to deal with these kind of things.
How about you tell her, and, like, I'll go check on Ailbh and make sure he's okay.
Oh, okay. I need to give this drink to Reed. Do you want to do that, or should I do it and then tell Mom?
No, you should, like, totally do that first and then go tell Mom.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything I could do to help, girl?
No, you're, like, so wonderful, but
Aw.
I am a strong, independent woman, and I can take care of this. Checking on my friend. You're doing so much more for me, actually, now that I think about it. But thank you.
No problem. So, Fern goes to see Reed and says, "Oh, here's that drink. Hey, I gotta go tell my mom something real quick. I just heard the juiciest goss."
That drink is wonderful. It's better than that sludge.
Yeah, I don't know why people like beer at all.
It was
kind of gross.
It wasn't even what's the word to use for the bubbles? Carbonated. It wasn't even carbonated, and it wasn't cold. I said it was cold, but it wasn't cold.
Maybe you're just hot.
Thank you.
I just realized what I said. Yeah. I mean,
well, you are too. I mean, it is a lovely day. You're quite hot too.
So you see Fern's cheeks get very red, and she's like, I need to go talk to my mom.
Is Todd coming today?
He's supposed to be. I don't know where he is, that crumb bum. He should be around here somewhere.
Well, I hope he takes his time. It's been lovely to see you. You speak to your mum. I'm going to grab this loot. I've got some sheet music. I'd like to play for Ivy later. So.
Oh, yeah. Please make her day special. I'll be right back. And so Fern rushes off to her mom,
who is changing into a yellow dress. Now, as you know, what is the color of your family, Ivy?
Green.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your skin color and like stuff and.
Oh. It's definitely not green. It's a very pale porcelain. It's beautiful, gorgeous. Never seen the touch of sun. No, they're tan.
One of those. Both look great with yellow dresses in different ways. And you can picture sort of like Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, or what's her name? Belle? I don't know, whatever. Mm-hmm. The yellow dress from that famous scene where she's dancing in the, it's like that dress. And she is putting it on and she sees you arriving and says, "Oh, zip me up." And turns around and her back is unzipped and she can't reach it.
Gorgeous, Mom. And she zips it up.
Thank you. I couldn't reach. And all the waiters and maids are busy and whatever.
Well, they're helping to make Ivy's day perfect. And so you're doing the right thing, Mom.
Thank you.
But I need to tell you some news. You know that guy, that beer guy?
Alexander McJohn.
Yes. That's the one.
Yeah, he makes the best beer around.
I overheard him say that he stole his recipe from one of Ivy's friends.
What?
I know.
Absolute scandal.
Why? What are we going to do?
But we've invested in the McJohn Brewery. We're already contractually obligated to produce this stolen beer.
Is there a way we can funnel some of the profits to... I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just a singer, dancer, all-around wonderful entertainer. I don't know anything about contracts.
Well, what can we do but sing about it? Let's write a song.
Oh, no. I'm realizing that my character sings.
We can start the birthday party by singing a song about this scandal. And
But what if maybe I heard it wrong. I mean, I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
I don't want to sing. Yeah. You're right.
Look, none of us want to sing, okay?
We can't act upon an unproven rumor.
Well,
until phase 2, when we have done the rumor and scandal phase and put a token on the rumor and can then act on it. But right now, we can't act on an unproven rumor.
So I know Ivy's friends do investigations or something. Maybe they can help.
Yes, let's hire them. Well, we need an unbiased investigator, so it can't be Ailbh. Let's hire... Who is that other person? Armando's not involved.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, that works for me.
Excellent. Let's put Armando on the task, although I've heard some rumors. Are you sure he's a trustworthy person, Fern? I heard, and I'm going to spend the resolve token, that Armando had a hand in the death of his parents. So there's a resolve token existing on the rumor. And I'm going to spend it now. So I'm going to use my pen, cross that off. Once it's spent, it's exhausted.
I don't know.
I worry that he might be a murderer, my daughter, and that you would not be safe around him, someone who kills their own parents. How could I let my daughter even be near them?
I don't know. Why is Ivy in that group with him?
We need to get Ivy out of that group and back to her real career of being a singer because she's not safe with those untrustworthy parent killers.
So
I feel like Robin has been doing her rounds, quote unquote rounds around the house, and is definitely overhearing this conversation and might butt in and say, "Oh, you speak of Armando. I happen to know him personally."
Oh, you do?
I hate to say it, but I believe the rumors might have some truth to them.
how can he do that?
Who kills their own parents?
Oh, somebody very disturbed and hiding it very well, but if you want, I would happily investigate him for you.
Yes, I would like you to come to the truth of the matter, Robin. Did Alexander McJohn steal the Goldbeard beer recipe? And is my daughter hanging out with a murderer? Robin, what would we do without you?
they're the same.
I'd be
Those are the
so
same thing.
happy to do that for you, Miss Green.
I'm just, you're so trustworthy, and I'm so glad to have been able to hire someone of such good reputation.
I'm glad we can trust someone at this party.
Thank you, Robin.
No, thank you.
She gives you another $1,000.
Robin is winning this. Okay. She
Robin
will
Banks
take that
is Robin
gold and
Banks.
she will leave to go follow Armando, I suppose.
Nice.
So Armando is meeting people like he is trying to get out of his shell, you know? He is, usually he hang back in the corner and observe because trouble could come at any time and he needs to be ready. But this time he is leaning into his, wanting to connect with people, you know? And he does that, it's very uncomfortable for him. So, excuse me. And he's mingling, he's talking to high society people and he's practicing his manners. Like, I don't think he knows, like for a long time ago, he was raised in a, like a private school and taught etiquette and all that stuff, but he's very rusty, you know? So he's trying to remember the right forks for the dishes and he's using words like he was very vexed by the performance of the politicians lately. Like they're glad handing, but not very, they don't have an attitude of service, you know, like they're trying to fit in. That's what he's doing. So I will be, as I make my way through the crowd, I find Ailbh's brother and I say, "Hey, you look like that guy that is on my team."
Oh, I do. That's me, brother. Oh, there it goes. I lost it.
No, keep going. Keep
No,
going. You're all good.
it's perfect. You sound very good.
I sounded like a pirate. It was
It's
very
okay.
exciting.
It doesn't matter.
Or has now been Midwestern, Scottish, and a pirate.
That's
So,
fine. That's fine.
yeah.
He could be like a moonlighter pirate, like on the side. That could be his day job or something.
And you are...
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Armando Contenza Villano de Medici. I am a mercenary sword fighter traditionally, but lately I have been working with the Fire-Breathing Kittens as a professional adventurer.
Oh. And what does that entail?
Oh, what does it not entail? Basically, there are troubles that need to be solved. So it's like half detective work, and then there is action. And that is why they have me. And I jump in, and I try to solve the situation, usually with my rapier or, one of my many swords. And then we bring peace or resolution to some aspect of trouble in the Guaso, primarily Nicomoy area, but I've been to a couple different places. What is it that you do? Nothing nefarious, I hope.
I Certainly not. I help run my family's brewery.
Oh, really?
League shows up at this point and says, without ore, I don't know what we'd do. Although gathering ingredients is important, Ailbh just hasn't been contributing ever since he started wandering around. Without ore, I couldn't run it all myself. I would be lost.
You do the majority of the work, and I get to do my metalworking on the other side. So it's really her that does everything.
Honestly, Armando, I am drowning in all of the brewery tasks that I am doing.
That is terrible. Have you considered hiring people, or does it have to be someone skilled like Ailbh?
Skill is important, and also the books must be balanced. Without skillful, low cost. Honestly, if we weren't family members, we wouldn't be able to pay.
I was going to say, in the fire breathing kitten, there is a lady named Sadie. She is like a financial wizard. And so you could probably ask her for advice, and she is so wealthy that you don't even need to pay her. I don't think we could just be like a favor. You say, hey, Ailbh is your friend, and as a friend, can you just give us some guidance? And it all works out.
League looks wistfully at Alexander McJohn, who has arrived in his washed off face, and he's back and he's trying to pour beers. And she's like, money is good, but honestly, just a fellow brewer, skillful and accomplished is really what I need.
Does Orr see her face, her longing face?
Yeah.
Towards,
What does League want? Yeah, he sees.
But it's really important to keep it in the family, and not bring in outsiders.
The family wanders away. If he was here, it'd be one thing, but Ailbh's gone most of the time.
He's doing important work,
Yeah. She just
I'm Irish.
It's okay. She just rolls her eyes and just glances at Alexander and is like, I hear some people are able to secure financial investment in their business. Or you could help with that. And honestly, she just looks at Alexander and looks at her older brother Orr and looks at the wandering, not helpful at all, Ailbh, and is just like, oh no, some beer needs to be poured over there, and stomps off.
I was going to say before, so one thing that Ailbh seems to be very good at, he is kind of a little bit stubborn, but I like that about him because he has principles. But he is networking, everybody in the Fire Breathing Kittens has a different skill set. I just talk about Sadie, but at the same time, there are so many skills that could be brought to help the brewery. And they're all trying to do the right thing, everybody is here to make this world better. And if I could help your brewery in some way, I would like to try. I'm not part of your family, I understand, but I know money is not everything, but it does help get things moving, Get some investors. In fact, I get paid a little bit from my adventuring. I could invest in your brewery.
Oh.
Armando's negative tag is poor.
Oh, no.
Oh, I spent all my money on this coat. I forgot about that.
It's a very nice coat.
When I say
It's
I
a
get
very fine coat.
a little bit of money, it's just a little bit,
Yeah.
I have
Did
$5.
you have a token?
Can I spend a token on... I don't know who I would spend it on. Keep me right, GM. I want League to be a little bit taken with Armando. Just as he's speaking there, there's another option here.
He's poor and he doesn't brew, so how?
But it's
She
more
likes
of-
rich and brews.
She does like rich and brews.
So
But
literally Alexander McJohn.
Yeah. But I think it's... hearing Armando speak, there's other options that perhaps she hadn't considered up to that point.
Armando would have to... I will accept that token if Armando does something worth admiring. So that's my condition. I'll move one over from Ailbh to League if there's a reason for her to be impressed.
Ah.
Oh,
So-
and Ailbh, you're out of tokens once you spend this. Oh, hot dang.
So at this moment, Fern comes to Armando and informs him at a distance, I don't know if I can trust this guy, but she comes and says,
He killed his parents. He calls his
say-
parents his party doesn't brew.
And she says, hi, Armando. I know you're friends with Ivy. We have a problem, and we're wondering if you could figure it out. So, my mom got into this contract or whatever with that guy, Alexander McJohn, and he seems real sketch. And I don't know, but I think he stole a recipe or something from Ailbh. So, Ivy and I heard him say that. Could you investigate or figure out if that's true or whatever?
And officially, because of a token, League is watching your investigation.
And Armando turns to League and to Fern and say, of course, I will not stand by if there is some kind of dishonor that is happening that is affecting my friend Ailbh and his family and this community, to be frank. You have my word as a gentleman that I will figure this out. Oh, great. Yeah, just tell my mom whatever you find and we'll sort it out. We'll pay you. I mean, that's...
And tell me, too, says League. So here's the token condition. If you can prove that Alexander McJohn stole the recipe from her family, she would not consider him a romance partner. But she doesn't really believe that rumor.
Okay.
She just thinks her brother's jealous.
So, I cannot believe this is quite a revelation to me. Is this a recipe you have for a long time? Is this the recipe that you use in your beer brewing now? I turn to Leash.
League sips it and goes, beer's a lot more similar than people would think. And to say that you're the only one who could possibly make beer taste this way is kind of pretentious. You know? So yes, does it taste like ours? Yeah, it tastes good. Just like ours.
Frankly, I'm not a beer person, so it's hard for me to be objective about this, but I will trust you. But I must investigate. I have to find out. I have to make things right. That is my duty in life, to correct what is wrong. So, pardon me. It was a pleasure to meet you. But
How honorable.
But I must go. Thank you. That is my trademark.
I must tell you that I will be honorable and that I must leave immediately.
I must be on the case. Yes, there is no time to waste. Justice must be done now.
We're already halfway through the
justice.
party. We must get this justice done.
There's also a vicious rumour that you hurt your parents.
Yes.
We should maybe check on that too.
All right, so Armando's going to investigate Alexander McJohn for the sake of honor and also maybe you getting paid for it. All right. And officially League is watching for these results. So we are now an hour and a half into recording. I'm going to ask, is there anything that you guys want to do before we move on to the next phase, which will end the role play and start the tallying? Do you guys want to role play anything else? Because if so, do those scenes and individually let me know if is there more you want to do? Have you accomplished your goals?
Oh,
I think
Ivy has not
Emil-
in the slightest.
I've prevented one. I've prevented one from going awry.
And also, if you haven't accomplished anything on your inner conflict check marks, you want to do 2 of those so that you can get your resolve tokens back. And if you have resolve tokens to spend them. Move towards your goals, So I'm arching down on the up and down. We're heading towards the resolution of the role play novel chapter phase. We'll get a second novel chapter phase later, but it won't be a big party like this with everyone available. So
I feel like Ivy would finally have that confrontation with her mother.
yes,
About
it's
her
time for you
wanting her to sing. Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
Let's do that one. All right. Ivy's mother is dressed in a yellow ball gown. She looks beautiful, and definitely you didn't see her in an original outfit with stuff stained on it. No, she is gorgeous now, and she is heading down the stairs. Reed has finally gotten his sheet music together. He finally has his sheet together, and he is ready to play an accompaniment. Ivy is somewhere in the ball below, and as Rose heads down the stairs, she sees her daughter and she waves. Ivy!
Do we hear Reed playing? I see a guitar, potentially.
Ooh. Yeah, what does it sound like in the background?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It sounds lovely.
It's so pretty.
With that accompaniment, Rose waves to you, Ivy, and says, "My daughter, happy birthday, we love you. Can you please show everyone your amazing, beautiful singing voice? With Reed to accompany you, you'll sound fantastic and you'll make a successful debut." She's gonna spend one of her 3, you can't stop her, resolve tokens.
No.
To try to make you sing. You can say no to this and you can put a condition on it. But it's a public performance that she's demanding. That's what this token is for.
Which Ivy has a giant fear of crowds. So, I think she'll say yes, but she'll go up and then start to have a panic attack. And then run off the stage and confront her mother.
No, Ivy, wait.
Reed, I can't. Mother,
Ivy, no, it's okay.
I need to tell you something. Like, I love you and I know that you love me, but I'm never going to be a singer. I am a fire-breathing kitten, and that is who I wish to be.
The whole room is staring. Rose looks around at everyone. Her goal was to debut her daughter successfully, and she says, "Well, then have them join you on stage if they lend you so much strength." And she's going to spend another of her unstoppable 3 resolve tokens to pull in Armando and Ailbh. So all 3 of you are going to sing together.
So
Do you guys accept this resolve token going
I
into the
suppose
bank?
yes, but at the same while this is happening, because everybody's attention is on Ivy, Robin, Armando sees Robin really going to work. You know what I'm saying? Not guarding, but casing the joint and maybe being a little bit handy with the nice things that are around. And Armando's flags are it is just like before. It is just like before. And so I am in the process of about to apprehend Robin when I hear my name from the front and it draws my attention, and I lose Robin because she knows that I'm right on her tail.
Robin, were you actually stealing?
Ooh, I think she knows Armando is looking at her and she wants to discredit Armando. So she's not actually stealing anything. She's making it look like she is.
I love it.
But then she's putting them back immediately.
That's so good.
Yes, she's being very sneaky and very, Pink Panther-like about it.
I love the idea of Armando confronting you and you being, he's like, "You stole the diamond tennis bracelet." And she's like, "What? I did what?" And points, and it's either in the original owner's or Armando's pocket. Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Very good.
So
Yeah.
I will make my way toward the stage, but I am full of, I have information that I need to convey to you. And I tell Rose, I say, "Listen, we will do as you say, but you must know that lady right there," and I point at Robin. I say, "She has been stealing from you and from all the patrons of your party." And I cross my arms in a victorious.
Play it out. What do you say in response?
Me? I would never. You're free to search me if you'd like to.
Oh, I bet you will like that very much, huh? Ailbh.
Martirosian steps up, a fellow female guard, and says, "I will search her. Are there any objections?"
Wait a minute.
Me.
I'm going to use a resolve token because I recognize this lady from Bumblenge. I say, "You are the lady who thought I was Emil and tried to kill me. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you." And granted, I can throw pretty good, but I'm better with a sword. Anyway, you will absolutely not search her because I don't trust you and I don't trust you. And it is not a misogynist thing. I am teammates with Ivy and she is a spectacular lady. It is not because they're ladies, but it's because they're dishonorable.
Fine. And she points to the guitarist behind her. You search her then.
Okay, if I must. And he puts down the guitar rather ungently and he sort of pats on the outside of her arms softly.
Oh, you can be a little rougher than that, darling.
Am I?
Yeah, don't be afraid to get like right in there. She's hiding something, I know for sure.
Can you lift your arms to the side and push them out? And you're sort of tapping her waist, feeling perhaps a corset. And like, oh my. Where's that drink?
How does Fern feel about this?
Yeah, Fern is not liking this at all. And I'm like, no. Find somebody else. Reed, you step away.
Okay.
Don't force him to do that. Are you okay?
I will be, thank you.
Well, says Rose, did you find anything on my guard?
I'll be honest. I felt some things I wasn't meant to feel, but I didn't feel anything I was supposed to find.
She's innocent then. You're such a good man, Reed. I can trust your opinion.
I guess so.
Armando, Robin is innocent.
I cannot, but I saw with my own 2 eyes she was stealing.
Oh, maybe you only saw what you want to see, but I'm not the same person anymore.
What do you mean anymore? Would you care to a chair? And I would like to use my monologue token on a Robin.
Oh, no! Does that mean that she has to say it out loud to everyone, or it's like an inner monologue that you're hearing?
The former.
Oh, everybody has... Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Monologue token spent, Armando.
Yeah.
That's an excellent time for it.
Then Robin will say out loud, well, maybe I steal here or there, but, truthfully, I really just wanted to get back at you for sending me to prison. We used to be friends, and maybe we chose different walks of life, but I wasn't really hurting anybody. I only steal from the rich, and then you had to send me to jail, so I just couldn't stand seeing you here all happy.
Do you hear that, rich people at the party?
But I definitely didn't steal anything now.
I saw you steal.
I've hired a guard who is a thief, says Rose. A convict? And then I'm going to do a quick internal look. Convict reform is an important public cause. I mean, just look at half of you in the audience today. Gestures gets a meal and, I don't know, lots of people in there. Martyrs. I mean, just because a person has served their time, but they should deserve to come back to society afterwards. If Robin paid her debt to society in jail, then she owes nothing any longer.
Aha!
And I would like to note my charity of Beyonce Loves Convicts, of Rose for Justice for All, restoring organized, ROSE, certain, for everyone. Yeah, restoring organized, I don't know, services for everyone. See, once you've served your time, the Rose Charity says that you deserve a job after. And she puts an arm around Robin Banks and says, she served her time, now stop judging her.
I don't think she had served her time. I was there at the sentencing, and she is supposed to be still in jail right now.
It's called parole, you
Yes.
prejudiced pig.
I got off for good behavior.
I don't believe
Emil steps forward. No, you did not. You may have been in jail for one of your crimes, but there are many others undiscovered that you should be in jail for. I'm sorry, I do not normally get this impassioned, but this woman...
Emil's on the stage.
He's stepped out.
He stepped out to condemn his former student, who he couldn't forgive like he could forgive himself and Armando. And Martirosian spends her second resolve token.
Oh.
And that's how we're going to end this one. Martirosian is going to, with ninja stealth, retrieve a ranged weapon. It looks kind of like a bow and arrow, but it's made out of blood. And it rises. She's a magical blood bow. And she says, Emil Safiosi, we finally meet, although you faked your death. I can help you with that. And she draws the bow and she shoots an arrow at Emil, striking him in the chest.
I was going to say I would like to use the resolve token and jump in front of the arrow.
I was going to say I've got a meal to use.
All right, the arrow's headed towards the chest.
Oh, wait. I kind of think Robin stepping in front of it would be really fitting.
Oh. I'll
She's like, you may not
Emil
be able to
Sands their
forgive me,
shot.
but I still love you and I still care about you as my mentor. So she steps in front of the arrow.
Oh no, it strikes Robin. Now, because this was not the target that she was aiming for, it doesn't necessarily hit you in the heart, but it was gonna hit Emil in the heart. So it strikes you probably at heart level, and you're so you're a woman, you're probably 3 inches shorter than a man. So instead of the heart, it hits you in the neck. And
even worse.
yeah, it's not good. It's not good, but it's not it's bad and you're losing a lot of blood, but you're not dead yet.
So at this moment, Armando realizes his feelings for his former friend and rival. He drops everything, like all anger and pretense, and he falls to the floor, clutching Robin in his arms and says, Robin, no, please don't. That was so honorable what you did. I should have believed you. You are reformed. I'm so sorry for not making it right between us and believing you when I should have. And I hold her gingerly. I don't want to I'm getting blood all over my brand new outfit, but it's okay.
No, it's okay. That's good.
That's good. I feel like she'll... Ooh...
I feel like someone should spend a resolve token so you don't die.
Oh, yeah, I still have my resolve token because you use your resolve token. I use my resolve token. Oh, you know what? This is going to be better. Alexander McJohn uses his resolve token and he comes and saves Robin with a restorative elixir of his own brewing.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, do you accept that? Wait, no. Robin, do you accept that this is being spent on you? I don't think you're going to receive it.
Yes.
It's just going to be spent.
Yeah,
Okay,
she'll
Alexander's out of
say it.
tokens, but my goodness, what a display of product efficacy. How could you possibly beat the life-restoring brew? We're not going to call it Iron
League
Brew.
is very impressed.
Uh-oh. League is super impressed by that. But yeah, we're not going to call it Iron Brew. We're going to call it Life Brew.
Life.
Okay, I got some notes I'm going to write down here. A lot of things happened at once. So I'm writing down League impressed by Life Brew. Alexander McJohn out of tokens. Super good product marketing for Life Brew.
Yes.
And Robin saved by Life Brew.
This took a turn.
And with that, we will
Really
conclude
fast.
part 1. Joining us for part 1, we're Ivy.
Oh my god, guys, my birthday is ruined.
Armando.
So, do we still need to sing? I think they have enough drama, with this.
And Ailbh.
See what happens when you don't drink responsibly.
And you had a review for us.
Yes, absolutely, I do. Now, this is from a friend of ours at the Guild called Miss Raven. As a long-time fan of this pod, I was inspired to write a new review after listening to a recent episode, Friends, Fables and Puff Pixies. The players seem to really enjoy the game mechanics. The characters, Ailbh, Bill and Mary, they are brilliant, by the way, they're good friends of ours. Ailbh, Bill and Mary made a wonderful team. FBK adventures always make me laugh, but this one is special. I found myself in a pure state of happiness. I hope to go on more adventures with this crew. And that was a 5-star review from our friend Miss Raven.
Thank you, Miss Raven. Everyone listening, leave us a review on iTunes and we'll read it on air. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, "To my amazing father, Ahmed. Your unwavering support and love mean the world to me. You're the best," end quote. you can arrange for us to read your shout-out at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. Did you know we have paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptations of our adventures on Amazon and Audible? Is there an episode of Fire Breathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Telling them about it would help us quite a bit. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to Good Society, a tabletop role-playing game actual play podcast of fire-breathing kittens. I'm going to remind all of my players to please think of 3 title ideas during part 2, and at the end, we'll talk about title ideas. And now we're going to do, and normally at this point in the adventure, we do like a recap, but there is a formalized recap process in the cycle of Good Society's play, and it's called the reputation phase, the rumor and scandal phase, and the epistolary phase. So by doing these 3 phases, we are going to recall what happened earlier and give ourselves points for doing those things. Heck yeah, it's even better than a normal recap. So first off is the reputation phase. We're going to assess the major character's behavior against the reputation criteria. I am looking at all of your character sheets, and I see what it takes for you guys to get what are called reputation tags. It looks like you have to act in the service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires, or act in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so, and then you have an individualized one depending on your role card. Those are the 3 things you would do to gain a positive reputation tag. To gain a negative reputation tag, maybe you acted in contravention of society's conventions, or you acted on a desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality, and then something specific to your role sheet. I'd like everybody please to make your assessments of your behavior, recap what you did in part 1, and see if so let's say, did anybody act in any of those ways? Talk about it. Give yourselves tags.
So I know for sure it did not come to like a conclusion, but I was requested by Rose Green to come up and help Ivy a thing.
Yes.
And Armando was not like about that at all. He had no desire to do that. That is not in his skill set. And he's a sword fighter, not a singer. But it was a point of duty to as a service to Ivy. And so he was like, look, I don't want to do it, but if I'm going to help Ivy, I'm going to help her. And so he walked up, and yes, there was a lot of drama that happened instead of the singing, but he committed to that. And I think that would count as a positive reputation in this context.
Absolutely. Perhaps the obedient positive reputation tag?
I was going to say acted in service or duty or morality in a way that compromised my desires.
Yes, and you gain a positive reputation tag for doing that. And your some example reputation tags are sweet, innocent, open, obedient. Do you think obedient might match?
I think so.
So we would circle it and you would gain it.
Okay.
All right. I've circled obedient. You now have both obedient and tough. You have 2. If you get yourself to 3, you will be able to activate either patronage or a second pair of hands, those positive bonuses. Ooh. Who wants to go next? Who thinks that they gained a reputation tag, positive or negative, in the first novel chapter?
I would argue Ailbh acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so, since he was faced with a man who stole from him and he didn't punch him in the face.
Oh, but you tried to, and you did throw a drink in his face.
I accidentally knocked the cup.
But
it was
accidentally on
unfortunate.
Purpose.
No, definitely not.
No.
A definite accident. I went to grab it and it caught the knuckles.
Right.
I didn't punch him
I think
in
you
the
should get
mouth.
both a positive and a negative, because you did do that and...
I did.
Yeah, so let's read those negative...
Acted in contravention to society's conventions, but I also didn't. I didn't escalate as far as I could have.
So
but I did also soak him in at a grand party. So yes, I would take both on that. That's fine.
Okay, what are the 2 positive and the 1 positive and 1 negative reputation tags that you are gaining? And you've got some examples: sweet, obedient, innocent, open. And then for
I would-
negative, dirty, ignorant, poor, and stupid, you can create a new one if it's not on that list too. Whatever would most fit what happened. Clumsy?
Is it obedient and arsehole?
Okay. I'm
Maybe
writing those down.
backbiting or
Yeah. They're on the sheet now. Okay.
Cool. Happy with that.
Did anybody else gain a reputation tag during part one?
Gosh. I want to say that Ivy maybe did also gets both because she did obey her mother in attempting to go up and sing, but then she broke down and then she didn't, and she confronted her mother about it. So she obeyed it first and then she disobeyed after.
Yes. So for your negative tag, one of the suggestions is proud. Would you say that? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to circle that on your sheet. And for your positive tag, maybe do you have a word that fits well? It doesn't have to be on that list.
Maybe giving is on there.
Or whatever you want, whatever matches what happened. Yeah.
I don't know what positive would be that.
Obedience.
But
Yeah.
was
You
she
did listen to.
eventually?
You did
She
listen
did.
to,
But then she
despite
disobeyed.
you not wanting to do it.
Right.
I don't know if independent
Selfless?
is.
Ooh. Or independent.
Would that be negative in
Yeah,
this
'cause
context?
you know what you were is you were loyal to your fire-breathing kittens. You didn't let them
That's
get
true.
talked down. Yeah.
All right. Loyal.
Yeah. Loyal, but also proud.
Loyal and proud.
Okay. And now the goal here, we have a one shot. We only have one chance to play this game. So the goal here is during your next novel chapter, you want to so normally we wouldn't be like in a rush to get to 3, but I do want to see at least one of the players get to 3 so that we can activate a reputation condition so that we can see the mechanics of the game in this actual play podcast. So normally we would probably like stop here, but I'm going to encourage just one of you guys to
Ooh,
yeah.
I would like to say, it says acted in obedience to society's convention despite considerable hardship in doing so. So, I, as a gentleman, went immediately to the assistance of a lady who was bleeding all over my, like I spent all my money on this suit, right? And it's
It's
like,
true, you had no other
ruined.
money.
That is hardship because I'm poor and now I am poor again. Like I have nothing. I cannot change these clothes. It's going to be bloody all night.
You were poor, now you're poor and dirty.
Wow, would you say that that was sweet of you to rush over and stop the bleeding and a sacrifice to yourself? Because if so, that bumps you up to 3 positive reputation tags.
I would say a sweet, maybe dutiful or something like that. If I could
Yeah.
add that.
Yeah, let's add dutiful. So does anyone else want to make any more petitions for reputation tags before we close out this phase of the game?
So I'm not sure how this will fit. So one of my reputation criteria is to make a sacrifice or deny my desires to uphold the superiority of your rank.
Yes.
So maybe it could go either way, right? She stood up to her mother to support her rank as a fire-breathing kitten.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a sacrifice of her relationship with her.
Yeah, your mom's probably mad at you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll soon find out.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to lower your relationship with your mother because you didn't just tell her privately, you told her publicly.
Yeah.
So she's a little displeased. And we are going to add the superiority of your rank. So you're now influential, I think, is one of those suggested tags. You're not
Okay.
just a fire-breathing kitten. You're a famous, well-known, influential fire-breathing kitten with, like, friends, you know?
yeah.
Your connections are known. You publicized your connections. So let's
connected.
circle influential. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna make a pitch to say, negative tag. I acted on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality by interfering with Laig's, enamorment with Alexander. You know, marrying her off is one of my duties as an older brother. I did get in the way of that because I don't like him.
okay.
And
Would
he
that
is
be-
wealthy, so that would be a good connection for her.
Yeah.
Yep, potentially. But except he's an arsehole. I would say fracture I will take the negative reputation fracture. Someone close to you is appalled by your behaviour and refuses to
so hold
talk
on, you
to
gotta get a tag first. So dirty, ignorant, poor, or stupid.
Oh, sorry. Ignorant.
Okay, ignorant. All right, yeah.
And that gives me 3.
Yeah. Okay, that gets you 3. So now you were about to choose one of the negative.
Yep. Fracture.
Yes.
Someone close to you is appalled by your behaviour and refuses to talk to you.
And that's League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume
okay.
it will be League.
Yes. That is an
Only
excellent...
doing this because it's a better story.
Yeah. No, the whole point of Good Society is that we're making these troubles for ourselves because it's more fun to get down and rise back up. Yeah? I really like that you're role-playing it that way where you're willing to make your character suffer a little bit. And that's something the rulebook emphasizes a lot. Good job. You can also, at any point, mend your relationship to make that better. If you get rid of one of your negative tags, you can spend it. Like, you can either do the opposite of it. You know, instead of being ignorant, you can be like, League, I really recognize that you liked Alexander for the fact that he could help you with brewing, and I haven't been helping you with brewing, and I am less ignorant now, and I recognize what your needs are, and I'm sorry about that. Maybe not Alexander, he's awful, but someone else who brews would be a better match for you, Or you could double down on that negative tag, and you could be like, because I'm ignorant, I'm going to tell you something that's so wrong that you contradict me. And educate me, and it'll expend the tag, and then you'll drop down from 3 to 2, and that'll resolve your fracture with League. So that's a mechanics way of what to do about that. All right, next up we have the 2 people who gave themselves 3 positive tags. Which reputation condition would you like to activate? What do you now have available to you?
I think Ivy would go with maybe social capital. When you offer connections, relationship advice, and confidence that appears reasonable, they will follow it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes, please use that in the second and last novel chapter.
Okay.
And Armando.
I will say I will take patronage, where an important person takes interest in furthering my career.
Who is that?
I will say probably Rose Green, because not only is she the host of the party, but she is very influential.
She is.
She is. And now she's mad at her daughter, so she needs someone else to focus on.
Yeah, but she think I'm a potential murderer.
She does.
So it's going to be a tricky
But she
situation.
believes in rehabilitation.
That's right. But then she specified like they pay their debt to society. I have not paid such a debt. So, but she does not know that, I don't think. We'll see.
I would like to know how that patronage happens, and I want to put that on you, the player, to make that something that in the novel chapter that we're going to do, that you like act out. So like write that down somewhere. I got to act out how I make Rose my patron. Maybe we'll start with that one. We've got a few scenes we've definitely got to act through in the novel chapter. Like just like take some notes. Rose and Armando patronage, like stuff we got to do. All right. Now, lastly, in the reputation phase, now that we've triggered reputation conditions, we remove any reputation conditions if applicable. Is there anything that you were that you're not anymore?
Yeah, they all feel applicable.
I wonder if Ivy's still incompetent. I mean, you didn't sing. I don't know. Something to work on.
Yeah.
All right. That resolves the reputation phase of the cycle. There are 8 phases. Next up is rumor and scandal, the 3rd phase. This is when we will create or spread rumors, and each player will be able to take 2 actions. So that includes me. I'm a player. We're going to get this public information sheet, which you guys all have access to. And if somebody could write on it, I'm going to write on mine in person. You guys write on the online one. So we have crossed out one of these, that Armando had a hand in the death of his parents because we used it to influence the story. What we're going to do is go around. So it's going to be Ivy's player, then Ailbh's player, then me, then Armando's player. And we're going to either say a rumor or put a resolve token on a rumor to make it actionable, which is called spreading a rumor. So to say a rumor is just to whisper it in someone's ear, but when it spreads, everybody's heard it, and then it can influence the story. If a rumor hasn't been spread, it can't influence the story. So we're going to go Ivy, Ailbh, me, Armando, and then Armando's going to go a second time. So you kind of have a very powerful 1 and 2, and then me, and then Ailbh, and then Ivy, and you'll finish it. And that'll be the end of Rumor and Scandal. It's a very simple phase. Go make some rumors.
Is there anything in the rule that says don't just spread your own one?
Nope, you can totally spread your own one. Yeah, and this could be a rumor, literally anything. It could be a rumor that you have a lottery ticket that is giving you $1 million or what, literally anything you want. So we're going to start out with Ivy. Your rumor can be about anything. It can be about Robin. It can be about Orr. It can be about Ivy. It can be about your mom. Whatever you want people to believe.
I heard a rumor that Fern is very upset that Todd didn't show up and was very impressed by Reed and his actions during the party. And so maybe there's a little bit more happening there. That is the rumor that I heard.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Yeah, Fern might break up with Todd because he didn't show up and she needed him. Yeah. Okay, that is definitely a rumor that has been heard. Can someone type that on the sheet, if whoever's got it up?
I've got it.
Yeah, I wrote it down on mine.
All good. It is being typed.
Thank you. All right. After Ivy's player is Ailbh's player. Would you like to either spread that rumor or create a new one?
I will create a new one. Ailbh has heard on good authority from his little birds that the healing elixir, the life brew, is actually spiked with morphine, which is what gave it such life-bringing properties.
And what does that mean? Is that like a banned substance, or is that like an addictive substance, or is that like a lie about what's effective about your substance? Like why is that bad? Yeah.
It's known that morphine is an addictive, has an addictive property, so putting that into a drink and then selling it,
Oh.
it sort of encourages people to rebuy said drink.
Oh, they're big tobacco. Oh, secret addictive substance in Life Brew.
Yeah.
It's like the original Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it had coca
Some
in
would
it.
say, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. So once you try this product, you might have to keep buying it. Wow. Next up is me. I'm going to spread a rumor. I'm going to spread the rumor that Fern is upset that Todd didn't show up and might break up with him. I'm going to put a resolve token from... Now, the rules weren't super clear. Do I spend this or does the bank spend this? So I checked them really quick before we played, and I don't think the players spend it. I think the bank does. So I'm going to use my turn to put a resolve token from the bank onto this rumor, and I'm just going to draw like a symbol next to that rumor to say has spread, or just someone type has been spread. And we can now use that to change the story. And if I'm wrong, I might be wrong. Consult your rulebook for your final decision, listeners. Next up is Armando's player. You get to go twice.
This is a lot of responsibility. I'm not traditionally a rumor monger, so let me think about this.
Question for the GM.
Yeah.
These rumours are taking part during this phase. Once we get to the novel phase again, can we spread these rumours?
You can, any rumor that has been spread,
It's got to be spread first.
Pull the resolve token off of it to make it enact the story, like affect the story, and then we cross it out. So once it's been used, once it's done, any rumor that hasn't been spread is going to start to fade away. And if it goes through, I'll talk about the fading at the end, but basically if it doesn't get used, it fades out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a rumor.
Yes.
So the rumor is the collection of guards hired for this party are actually a masquerading gang of criminals. Like all of the guards at this party are criminals.
And because of that, does that mean Rose is irresponsible, or does that mean that they were all in danger during the party, or like don't go to Rose's parties, or...
I would say the consequence is there is danger all around the party. Like everything is more precarious, and the people, anything could happen as a result, like of criminal intervention. For example, like somebody could be have an assassination attempt at the end of chapter 1.
Let me clarify. The party's over and it'll be like the next day, the next time we pick back up.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
Sorry.
Yeah,
so you might want a different rumor.
I think I will have a different
rumor. I think
rumor.
that one's true.
You know what? I will say there is a rumor that Ailbh has an upcoming recipe for a beer that will surpass all currently known beers.
The golden brew.
Correct. The ideal.
Yeah.
Yes. And then another one.
Now you can either spread that one to make it actually affect the story, or you can spread that Ailbh heard Life Brew is spiked with morphine, which is secretly addictive, secretly trying to...
I think I'm going to spread the Life Brew is spiked with morphine.
Okay, that one has been spread. Everyone take note of that. Someone take note of that on the public information sheet. You can now use that in the novel chapter. Okay, we're back to me. I'm going to create a rumor. My rumor is that Armando has... All these rumors about Armando are all very negative. So I'm going to spread a positive one about him so that way he doesn't feel that rumors are only negative. And I'm going to say that Armando has... The reason why Emil was back was because Armando very dutifully went and got his mentor, and that he is a fantastic student. And that Emil, his life was saved by Armando going, like not his life, but like his lifestyle of living in Nicomoy, and that without Armando going and getting him in Bumblehenge, that Emil would have thrown away everything he knew and loved. So it's because of Armando that Emil is back, I guess. Armando is why Emil is back.
So
And this
I'm
is a
sure,
good and dutiful thing.
as much as Ailbh would love to spread the rumour that he has a recipe that surpasses all known beers, I think spread the rumour that Emil re-engaged with life through Armando's interaction. It feels like the right thing to do. So that'll be spread.
Aww. And the very last person in control of the final destiny of the rumor phase. What do you do, Ivy's player?
Ooh, I think that I will spread the rumor that Ailbh has a new recipe that has surpassed all known beers. The mythical golden brew.
Oh, this is a really nice rumor in Scandal phase. Yes. All right, now I'm going to put fading tokens next to the ones that did not get spread so that Armando's father destroyed people's lives. We're going to put a fading next to that, and if we come back to it after another rumored scandal, so if you play this for more than one session, which we're not going to, but if we did, then that one would get crossed off. So it's kind of like a multiple strikes, you're out. You got a fading token? Uh-oh. Come back to you and you had a fading token, you're out. And then we're going to, and this is the last step of the rumor and scandal phase, cross out any rumors that have faded out. So again, if we were playing this multiple times, that's what we would do now. This ends the rumor and scandal phase. There's just one more phase that we do before we start playing again. And we got to do inner conflict too, to get you guys your resolve tokens back. So let's do inner conflict now, and then we'll do, I should have done that during the reputation phase. Don't judge me. We're going to do inner conflict now. Inner conflict is a way for you guys to get your resolve tokens back. I'm going to note that Armando has 2 resolve tokens, Ivy has 2 resolve tokens, and Ailbh has 0 resolve tokens. So we should do this phase, the inner conflict phase. Now, if your 2 teeter-totter ends are family connection versus wanderlust. If you satisfied any of those 5 conditions, you can get up to 2. For each box that you check, you can get a resolve token for. So which would you say that you did during the first novel chapter? Did you take action in pursuit of something? Did you destroy your chance of successfully pursuing the other thing? Once you check these off, they're checked off on your character sheet. So the more and more novel chapters you do, the more you have to sacrifice to continue getting resolve tokens back.
Yeah, I think the relationship with Leg has been sacrificed almost, because it was more focused on the rumour mill than going and speaking with Leg and making it right. So I would say the Wanderlust inner conflict's probably been checked there.
Yeah. Which one? First, second, third, fourth?
It could be second or third, to be fair.
Let's do
You
third.
had to push someone away, let's go third one, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 1 resolve token returns to your character sheet.
Yay! I can do things.
And you can get up to 2. Is it possible that you behaved on one side or the other of your inner conflict to get yourself a second resolve token back?
I think I probably degraded my reputation as well by, spilling beer over who to everyone else appears very reputable. Doing such a thing is probably not done very good for my overall status, fighting him over a brewing recipe, so...
Yes, and that was done in the service of your family connection. So you kind of evened out your scales there. You did one thing in pursuit of yourself and one for the sake of your family. You have now 2 resolve tokens. Excellent. Now, Armando and Ivy's player, did you do anything on either side of your inner conflict?
So I think 2 things. I don't know if this is going to count, but you tell me. So I took action in pursuit of a desire to connect. That was me mingling amongst the high society people using words that I have not used in a long time. It was kind of done.
Spending all of your money on a nice pair of clothes.
Yes.
I would have accepted it.
And then the second one says, I sacrificed something important to me out of my desire to connect. And that was, again, holding gingerly Robin Banks as she bled all over my brand new suit. I'm trying not to make a big deal about it. That's not Armando's way, but he rarely buys anything for himself. It's just very rare. It's just ironic. The first day he wear it, bad.
I like the conversation that you're going to have with Robin. Be like, so you're buying me another pair of clothes, bloody girl? She'll be like, what? I saved our mentor.
This will be, no, that is a small price to pay for a meal to be alive. That is.
Okay.
I would ruin 1,000 suits.
Good. All right. I have you at 4 resolve tokens, and you're good. Ivy, how did your inner conflict play out in that novel chapter?
Well, I think that her inner conflict is between taking advantage of her families while they're making her way in the world. And I think that she definitely took action in pursuit of making her way in the world by pissing off her mother.
Yes.
And I think the last one, her actions in pursuit of this side of the conflict destroyed her chance of successfully pursuing the other. Potentially her mother might cut her off, say if you don't want to be part of this family, then you don't have to be, and now you have no money.
I agree with that.
Uh-oh.
So we gotta have a scene with your mom and you where they have a conversation about how that went down and whether or not you still get your allowance.
Right?
Well, there we go. That is the inner conflict part. Now is the epistolary. It's very simple. You guys now have a bunch of resolve tokens to spend. So one way you can spend them is by receiving a letter. You can spend a resolve token to have your character receive a letter from anyone. It can be the Publishers Clearinghouse shows up on your front door with a giant, big old check for $1 million. Or it could be from your mom. I'm not mad at you. I love you. I would never not love you. Or it could be from you to someone else. It could be a secret letter from one person to another, but really you wrote it. Whoa, matchmaking. Could be anything you want. Spend a resolve token, write a letter. You can write up to 2 during this phase.
I will definitely do a fake letter then from Fern to Reed.
Whoa.
Telling him that she thinks there might be something between them and she hopes that he'll maybe pursue her. I'm not sure how to put it.
From Fern,
She's
that was.
lonely.
Yeah.
That she's
Well,
lonely.
yes, but Ivy's writing it. Ivy is trying to get Fern and Reed together. So she's tricking them. She's parent trapping them a little.
When you're exposed, you're going to have a lot of explaining to do.
A lot of explaining to do, yes. Lucy.
I am writing down my scenes for the novel chapter to come. I've got Rose and Ivy disallowance conversation, Rose and Armando patronage conversation, Reed received air quotes Fern letter.
Do you have to spend a resolve to write the letter?
Yes. So Ivy is down to 3 resolve. And you don't have to write a letter if you don't want to, but it's fun.
I'm going to spend one to write a letter to Lake, acknowledging the pressure that I have put on you over these number of years while I pursue the greatest of ingredients for brewing. Lake, I write this letter to you as an apology for leaving the family home and going so far. I'm sorry I've been out of your life for so long and left the burden of the family business on you. It is truly something which hurts me. I realise the burden that has been placed on you, and for that I am truly sorry. Moving to Nicomoy, I acknowledge, was perhaps selfish. I had my reasons, but I did not consider your feelings when I did so.
Yeah. Do you want to talk in your letter about anything you're planning or promising her?
I currently live in Nicomoy, away from the family. Perhaps I may have to reevaluate if that is the best thing for me, for you, for us as a family.
Ooh, okay. Would you like to write a letter, Armando, or receive one?
Yes, in fact, I'm going to write one and receive one.
Okay.
It's very exciting.
2 resolve tokens, yes.
So, my first letter I receive is a very formal letter from the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild, and it say that I am Employee of the Month. And so it's going to say that due to my dedication and, encouraging, like going above and beyond the traditional speech that you have with this kind of stuff, supporting my fellow guildmates and, uncovering many bad situations that have been rectified. I am Employee of the Month. And so I will use this letter as a segue to help me to get the patronage. That's later. The second one, I'm going to write a letter because this is the next day. I'm so moved by Rose's attempt to support the reform. And he was very taken, they did pay a debt to society. I never paid the debt. And the rumor was going around that I had a hand in my parents' death. And I know it is true. So I write a letter to the Nicomoy Gazette and the police confessing what happened. I say my parents were terrible. My childhood was terrible. And I go on and on about some details, some story that I don't need to share on the podcast because maybe it comes out later in a different episode. And then I tell them about my discovery of the Nicomoy Fencing Academy and Emil and how he treated me like a proper son and he trained me to be a man with honor. And the whole while I mentioned the malfeasance of, and this is, I guess, exposing the rumor, the first rumor about my father, destroying people's lives and how naming names and what he did and how they were ruined and how I felt powerless as their son. And eventually he tried to get Emil killed and I believe they succeeded. So I hire an assassin to assassinate my parents and I move out and they die. And I am so overwhelmed with guilt that I must come clean. It is the honorable thing to do and face the judgment that is to come. Whatever it is, I am willing to pay to restore the honor of me and my family and my community. It's a very long letter.
Wow. It's a very Armando life-changing letter because when you confess to a murder, I believe they arrest you and put you in jail.
I hire an assassin. I did not do the murder myself. But that is also cowardice on my end,
Yeah.
I could not even... Anyway, so it exposes me...
You're going to have to go to court, for sure.
That is a future episode then.
Wow. Yeah, so future episode, Court Case of Armando Contenza Bilasno de Medici.
That is a very long title. We have to change it probably.
Wow. And now it's official. Everybody knows. They read your confession. Wow.
But I have to live in the truth. What is my goal in this game? What is right to be done cannot be done too soon. And that is part of it.
Aw. Yeah, good Jane Austen quote. Woo. Dang. That was quite the letter.
I'm glad I write that after I get Employee of the Month. It's going to make Fire Breathing Kitten Guild probably, they may rescind it, but I don't know.
Honestly, no, they wouldn't. Fire breathing kittens are cool with. Anyway.
Murder is encouraged.
Not that it's encouraged, no. That was quite the epistolary phase. That is, we're going to have another letter writing phase after a novel chapter and reputation phase. But just to let you know, that's how we do our epilogues at the very end of this, too. I'm pointing that out now because we just did it. We're going to do that again at the very, very end. That's going to be the last thing we do. And you can see why. With Armando's revelation, those letters can be very, wow, jaw-dropping. We are now going to prepare for the last role-playing phase of this game. It is the second novel chapter. We're going to decide the chapter type, we're going to set the scene, and we're going to define some details, and then start play. There are a few different chapter types in Good Society. There's the event like we had before. It can be a little bit exhausting for everybody to be all in one place, though, so now we're like, okay, we're tired. We're going to do one of two types of alternative types of chapters. They're either visitations or split frames. Now, I recently saw the movie The Fall Guy, where they had a great example of what a split frame is and how it can be a great way to tell the two things are going on at the same time, but the people are in such different places, and it contrasts artfully where their frame of mind is. We can do split or visitation, your choice. You get to say what each one is. And I've got a list of some scenes that I want to see happen, before this is all resolved. You guys have some goals you've got to achieve. You've got some people you've got to talk to. So each one of these split or visitations that you're proposing, just propose it, and then we'll act it out. Who wants to go first? You just define where you are and who all is present, to start with. People can hop in,
I'd like to see Rose and Ivy, I think. I think that's probably it's the meatiest one just now.
Okay, that's got to be the night of the party with blood on the floor. Yep. Her mom's, she'll be fine tomorrow, but right now the threads are coming undone with Rose Green. This was supposed to be her daughter's birthday party. This was not supposed to be the guard that she hired shoots her friend's mentor, some rando at her party. This was, and her other guard steps in. She's really reconsidering the Rose program, which rehabilitates convicts. She thinks to herself as she looks at an employee mopping up blood on her floor. She's like, oh, what have I done? I thought that people could change.
Oh, but Mom, they can change. I've changed, I know you've changed. My baby
Mom,
girl. It's
oh my
not
God,
a
Mom,
bad
she's
thing.
growing. That's a good change.
I mean, it's a positive thing, right? Everybody has their passions in this world, you're an amazing actress and Fern is an amazing actress and an amazing singer, which just seems unfair. And Dad is an incredible composer, and then there's Acorn, who's just all around incredible. So I have my own stuff, and I want to be incredible too. And maybe that's just not what you thought I would be incredible at, but I could be an incredible fire-breathing kitten.
But you couldn't sing one song for me at your birthday party?
Mom.
I thought you loved me. I thought we were a family. And to publicly disgrace me like this is just...
Mom.
None of this would have happened if you had just sung your song.
Mom, whose birthday was this? Was this your birthday? No, it was Ivy's birthday. Hold on. It was Ivy's birthday. And somebody was almost killed at her birthday, and you're making it about you? She doesn't want to do this. It's because she's somebody different. She's not you, Mom. I'm not you. You forced me to do what you do. And yes, I'm great at it, but it doesn't mean that's what I wanted to do.
You're forcing us to be like you. That's wrong.
But you should be so lucky as to have a well-connected mother. I mean, do you know how many children want to be actors and can't?
That's fine. Well, I am grateful. Ivy is grateful. But
You're set for life
You're
because
saying-
of the income you earned before you even came of age. I didn't spend
you're saying
it.
we have a choice. You're saying we have a choice, but you're not giving us that choice. You're forcing a choice. And you're making Ivy take this choice that she doesn't want. Let her be her own person. Let her do something amazing. She's already an amazing person.
But
Let her
Ivy,
show you
don't-
more of who she is.
You don't need to be in danger because I've made sure that you would be provided for. You have the money. You don't need to go to these islands in the sky and you hang out with murderous friends. Like, why are you risking your life when you're set?
Because I don't need to be set, Mom. I want to earn money on my own way and because of my own reputation. And I like doing these things. I like doing cool adventures and fighting for what's right and protecting people. And, I've met really cool people. I mean, I have a girlfriend. And she's really cool, and she's also a fire-breathing kitten, and sometime I'd like for you to meet her, but you have to accept me for who I am, and that's a cool mercenary that does really cool adventures.
Well,
At
there
this
you
point-
are, living your life, making your own new family without introducing any of them to me. And then when you do, it's a murderer and someone who throws alcohol on my guests. And what am I supposed to think? If you're so independent, then you don't need your allowance anymore. And you can, make your own way without me. You don't need me? Fine. You don't have me.
You know what, Mom? I don't want that either. Take your allowance. I'm out of here. I'll go on my own if I have to. Ivy, I support you, and I love you, and just be you. You're the best sister I could ask for. And
Oh, Fern.
I wouldn't want anybody else to be my sister.
Oh, thank you, Fern. But also, you already have a lot of money because you're really famous. But
Well, maybe it doesn't make the statement as much as yours, but I'm trying to do this in solidarity with you, okay?
thank you. That's so sweet of you.
Mom,
Yeah, Mom, we'll show you.
let us be who we are. Thank you for everything you've given us. But it's time for the baby birds to fly.
Fine, but you'd better be home for Thanksgiving dinner. And I want to meet this girlfriend. You can't just go off and have a life without me, your mother. Why haven't I met her?
Oh, there's reasons, but we'll talk about it.
Fine. You're no more allowance because you're your own person. But I'm proud of you for... So it was 1,000 years old?
1,000 years?
The island in the sky. Why don't you tell me about it? Let them clean up the blood over here and let's get a drink. Come drink with me.
This seems like a healthy family bonding time for the Greens. Let's go get drunk together. Also, I've cut you off from all of your money.
Tell me about that floating island.
Well, make sure you get the good stuff. This could be the last time.
I heard that there's a new beer coming out that I'm very excited to try.
All right. So changes to your relationship are you don't have any more kid income because you got to make your own. But you got to bring your girlfriend home to Thanksgiving and good luck.
So I need to tell Colette that Colette's coming home to Thanksgiving.
Good luck. And yeah. Also, Fern, come on. We don't need that from you.
I'm looking
Okay.
forward to this Fire Breathing Kittens episode. The Green Family Thanksgiving.
All right, so Fern and Ivy drink alcohol with their moms for probably one of the first times ever in a transition of the relationship from kid to begrudging adult. All right, anything else in that scene?
Nothing I can think of.
I want to talk to Ivy about Reed, and I want to say, am I crazy? But Reed is just super cute, and
I love how
The preening. You can't see it. There's preening.
I love how, I don't know, he's not sure of himself, kind of, around me. It makes me feel like I affect him. And I don't get that with Todd.
I mean, now I can use my special reputation thing that I got when I give relationship advice, and they will follow it. Ooh.
Yeah, and this is in the bar after your mom has already gone to bed. The blood is cleaned up, and it's just you guys left in the house, and honestly, it's starting to get light out.
Yeah. Like, Reed is like one of my best friends ever, right? And I think the entire world of him. And I just think that you're my favorite sister, and like you two together would be amazing. And like Todd. Anyways, so I think that you two, I think if you have an interest in Reed, and he shows an interest back, which might happen sometime soon, then you should like explore it, like you should get to know him a little bit better and like,
So while you're saying this, I'm kind of swirling this drink, just kind of thinking about what you're saying, and I think you're right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, like, Todd didn't even show up to your sister's birthday, but Reed was like right there for you. Yeah.
What's the deal with Todd? Like, he always has these little things that, I don't know, I overlook, but there's something about him. I don't know.
Yeah, he's always seemed really like, I don't want to say this because I know that you like loved him at one point, but he seems kind of shady and
oh my God,
maybe two-faced?
Yes. I don't know. Yeah.
Like, where does his money come from? Like,
I don't know. She takes another drink. Glug, 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 glug.
Can Reed be present in the scene? Can Reed appear?
Oh. We could, but Ivy is still going to write that letter because we already determined that was going to happen before. That happens tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it might make sense that she sends that letter and then Reed has an interaction with Fern.
That's what I wanted to ask, was just chronologically, did it make sense? But
yeah. And Fern needs to break up first with Todd.
Yeah. We don't want to encourage any cheating on fire-breathing kittens, so...
I just also want to see the breakup with Todd, like the aftermath, where being like, I asked him where his money came from, and it was... dun, dun, dun.
Maybe he's invested with the McJohns, or whatever their names are, and it's like shady money. Yeah, I don't know.
Ivy's character, I want that reveal.
Wonderful. Compelling.
Okay, so... Fern was like, I love you to like Ivy, and you guys were hugging.
There's like lots of love. Yeah.
And the first bird started to tweet because it's been a long night. Like, that was
that's how they did it in Regency times, right? People, you saw the sun come up. That's how those parties went.
Yeah.
So
now you know it's time to clean up and go to bed. All right. That wraps up that scene, unless everybody's good with the Rose and Ivy stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Next up.
Can we see a scene with Armando, Robin, and Emil?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, gosh, it's in the hospital, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Robin's in the hospital?
Yeah, who's around your hospital bed, Robin?
Oh, hopefully. Ooh, it'd be interesting if it was Armando, Emil, probably Alexander McJohn, because he saved her life in mysterious ways. But I don't know, has so sorry, I've forgotten the other character's name.
Martirosyan.
Yes. Did she get carted off to jail?
Oh, she did a ninja smoke cloud plume that everybody hates that she does every time she appears. And she's gone.
Perfect. Okay, so then it's just Armando, Emil, and Alexander McJohn, and Robin.
The scene opens in one of the hospitals in Nicomoy. It's actually not a solo room. You're sharing this room with an old lady who is quite persnickety about how loud you are in the room. And she has to keep reminding Alexander to stop sitting on the bed. Her leg is broken.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. There's not really a lot of places to sit here, is it?
But don't sit on my bed. My leg is broken, you
Well-
insufferable scamp.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you break your leg?
I was buying a gift for my granddaughter and I fell down the stairs.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's a tragedy. Is there anything I could do to make you more comfortable, besides not sitting on your bed?
Yeah, you can keep it down.
Will do, madam. Would you like some of this life brew? It does help with restoration and pain.
I'll try it.
Well, be my guest.
Oh, I feel good.
I knew you would.
Oh no. Another customer.
Do you feel euphoria, pain relief, sleepiness, or unusual drowsiness, reduced anxiety, false or unusual sense of well-being, relaxed or calm feeling?
Ailbh, you have a lot of... Oh, sorry, you're not here. I was going to insult you, but you're not here.
Yeah, she's
Do
out.
it anyway.
Old lady sleeps.
Now-
Emil put his hand on Robin. I can't believe you would take a shot for me like that. Maybe you are reformed. Maybe I was wrong. What compelled you to do such a thing?
Well, I mean, I know that you probably think the worst of me because of things I've done in my life, but you were still my mentor and you still taught me everything that I know. So just because I've gone in a different path doesn't mean that I don't still love and respect you and want you to be safe.
But to give your own life for mine after objectively the way I've treated you, and perhaps Armando's treated you, in response to what I've said, which I take full responsibility for any of his actions. That is, unfortunately, the burden I must face as a mentor, a leader, a man.
Robin, I must say, you have done one of the most honorable things I have ever seen. And I would like to apologize to you directly. All of us have a past, some things we are not proud of. You are actually inspiring me to come clean myself. I'll be writing a letter later today. And it is time to make things right. I have always admired you. The way you fight is fierce. It is amazing. But the way you value the people around you is an example that I can learn from. You are not thinking of yourself. The arrow is moving so fast, I could not even react. Your reactions have always been faster than mine. And you save our mentor. For that I am eternally grateful, and I will be, if you will have me, your friend. But please forgive me for thinking of you as such a dishonorable person. That may have been in the way you were, but that is not the way you are now. It is clear as day.
Oh, I want to expose what I'm thinking she's thinking, but I don't think that's, anyways, I don't think that's how it would go. But she's a little haughty when you're apologizing, and she's just like, well, it's okay to sometimes make mistakes in life as long as you pay for them.
Robin. It must go without saying at this point. I owe you a life debt. You realise I'm morally, physically at your behest for what you need. It's not something that I give out lightly, but...
Yeah. Robin is... She pats Emil's arm. She's like, I never would have asked for that. Saving your life is all the reward that I need. But yes, if I ever am in any tight spot, I hope that I can count on you.
At this moment, Alexander McJohn will say, I'd like to pipe in a bit. And I don't mean to lack humility, but I did save your life. And I'm not saying you owe me a life debt, but if I'm ever in a tight spot, I sure could use someone of your skill and your dedication to help me out. Would that be all right?
Emil's going to interject there. You clearly haven't been around long. Yes, you did save her life. There is no doubt about that. However, a life debt is something offered, not asked for, young man.
No, I said
No.
very specifically that I was not, I wasn't going to ask for that. I'm
But
not
then you
saying
followed
that
up.
you owe. Yes, I
By
did.
asking that question.
Clarifying that if I'm in a tight spot, I'm not saying that you owe me anything, but that you could help me, that's all. Just like a friend would, a friend.
Why not? I will owe you that favour, not Robin. You come to me if you have such an issue. You do not compel her to do it.
I'm not compelling no one. I just want to make it clear. However, I will take you up on your offer. You say your last name's Safiosi. That works for me.
I never said my last name.
Must have been a rumour.
Mick John,
Correct?
one favour.
I'll guard it closely. Thank you.
I love how slimy he is.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing him better than Ailbh
Yes.
could ever have imagined.
Applause. I love all of
But
you
I
in this
think-
scene.
I think Robin will still throw a wink at Alexander McJohn. She'll still, just a little sly wink at him.
He will return with a wry smile. Just kind of almost imperceptible, but she sees it.
Is there any conversation between Robin and Armando if like Emil goes and fetches some water? Just you two?
I will say, could you excuse me, Mr. McJohn?
Emil maybe led them out.
Yeah, they're
There
having
you
You
another
and I will go and
private
speak.
He'll
conversation.
walk him out.
So
Perfect.
I'll say, Robin, I, again, cannot apologize enough. And because of this, I will share with you something that is a burden for me. I have been given the duty to investigate Mr. McJohn. He apparently is a thief and has stolen a recipe that has made him very successful, but from someone who deserves it. Like they created this amazing drink and the recipe was stolen, and now he is amassing a fortune that does not belong to him. And I would never have imagined of telling you this or partnering with you, but I think the skills you acquire in your life of crime can be used for good, and you can help in a way that I do not understand. And so if you could please help me to find out the truth of this man, I would owe you more than I can say.
Well, I mean, you do already owe me a lot, but
That goes without saying, of course.
yes.
I mean, I'm still wearing this bloody brand new outfit. I don't know if you know how much this costs, but I don't even care because I care about you.
Well, I'm certain that I could find maybe a better outfit for you to replace that one, since it is my blood that's covering it. And yes, we could investigate this together, like old times.
That would be
And,
fantastic.
Yes, but, everyone should come clean about things that they've done wrong. Everyone should really confess.
You are right.
The
Is there
guilt in
something you
their
need to
hearts.
confess?
Oh, no, I mean, I've already confessed, I did my time. I
About-
paid my penance.
I think you are trying to say something about what I have done. And I will come clean. Believe me. I will come clean to the right people. Let's work on this job. And by the time we are done, the truth will have been revealed.
That's acceptable, Armando. The truth will out.
I will take her hand gently and I will kiss it like a gentleman would. I say, thank you, my lady.
She, looks as gracious as she can lying in a hospital bed.
So is she wearing like a big ball gown? I know she was a guard, but it's a fancy party, so I don't know what she's wearing.
Oh, no. Robin would have been in something, sleek, like a floor-length gown that fits just a little bit tighter than it probably should.
Satin. I'm thinking satin.
Oh, yeah. Satin, black.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Armando will hold his breath a little bit like, I guess this is really going to happen, huh? And then he will go to the gift shop and find some flowers to give to Robin.
You find white roses, red roses, daisies, and carnations.
I will look at them and say, I know there is symbolism in these flowers. I do not know what they are. Maybe I will get one of each, so it is not confusing.
You leave the gift shop with 4 bouquets and you are completely penniless.
It is the least I can do for her sacrifice to save a meal. But I am getting hungry.
Oh no. There's hospital food. You could ask for her pudding cup.
I would not dream of such an imposition. And that is where I will leave it with, from Armando's side at least.
And scene. We have a few other scenes to get through before we end this novel chapter. We have that League receives Ailbh's letter and about possibly moving home and talks to him. We have that Reed receives, air quotes, Fern's letter. Rose and Armando should set up that patronage. Lots of things. What do you want to do next? Want to do the League one?
Yeah, he would have sent the letter, would Ailbh, and perhaps not having a change of heart, but as he sent the letter, there was a promise in there that he is going to review his standing perhaps with the guild and move back home, help look after.
Yep.
But shortly after, or immediately as the letter is received, he's going to burst into the room. League, we need to speak. I'm sorry, little sister. I wrote a letter and there's many things in there which are absolutely true. However, there is a promise in there that I just don't know that I can keep. I don't know that I can turn my back on the guild.
The moment I read that, I knew that you wouldn't. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't sacrifice your life for your family.
I know.
You're my brother. You're not indebted to this family. You don't have to sacrifice your life for us. Our mom and dad and Orr and all of the Goldbeards, what we primarily want is for each of us to be happy. So if you like finding peppermint on a hill, go do it.
I must. I know. Mum and Dad, they raised us all to do our own thing. That is why we all have our own specialties in crafting and metalwork and masonry and all of these wonderful skills. You have a mind for business. You do. You are wise beyond your young years, relative young years. We are dwarfs after all. But what I can do, I don't know if you've heard the rumour. I did find ingredients. I have got something, and it will wipe that Alexander McJohn's smile off his face with his drug-laden beer. This is we're calling it the Golden Brew. Some are calling it the mythical Golden Brew. It will heal, it will restore, it will rejuvenate. It will bring youth to the elderly. It will bring height to the short. It will bring beards to the unbearded. It will do so much, this drink. But I need to find the ingredients. I can't come home yet, but what I do truly hope for you is to find the right suitor, if that is what you want. It's been a while since we spoke about what you like and who you like and what you need, but I will support whatever your decision is.
What I need from you is, as you travel, take the beer. Make the business connections. Put our beer in every grocery store in Guasso. You can't just travel to collect plants. You have to travel as a marketing firm arm of the Goldbeard family. From now on, take this wagon, and she brings out, she is purchased, and it's beautiful. We're going to all describe this wagon together. First off, it has cold storage, is what I'm adding to it. Now you guys add to the wagon.
Suspension. It's got to have it super lovely. Just the beer cannot be fizzed up, as it's stored. Right. It's got to be able to traverse over the rough roads, as we travel in and out of Nicomoy.
Or made the springs.
That's it. We can make them.
Everything...
I'll speak.
Oh, everything has its own place, and it's all labeled. and it's all very organized and like very nice doorknobs that close all of the cabinets. Yes, it's lovely.
Ooh, each of the cabinets has a different beer flavor inside. This is the porter, this is the stout, this is the,
I would say there is a big handle that goes crack, and then when you pull it, the back like transforms into a mobile bar. Like little bar stools come out, and there's a counter that is nicely polished, and you can go in there and you can access all these cabinets from the inside also, and you can serve the beer wherever you go.
As a final addition, can it have some sort of bullhorn on the top that plays a melody? A public domain melody to
public
alert
domain
people.
ice cream truck for beer.
So when it arrives in style, and it plays that tune that parents will say, no, if he's playing the music, it means the beer's run out. Things like that, There'll be stories.
Oh, and it has like an extended bar top that slides out that you can slide the beer mugs down to the customer on. Yeah.
Yep, with the track
Is it
in there.
slightly
Right.
iced, so it slides with
yes.
minimal friction.
I would also like to add a pneumatic air cannon for t-shirts for branded merchandise.
Okay, and we now have the most decked out, best possible beer wagon. And she presents this to Ailbh and she says, use this on your travels. Make our Goldbeard name well known. And send me orders and I'll send you inventory. Because what I can't do is run this business alone. And it's not just the making of the beer and the balancing of the books. It's the marketing, it's the networking, it's the distribution. The distributors are more important than the product.
See, I don't know any of this. Thank you, Leg.
Wonderful. And scene. That worked out really well. Do we want to have another scene?
Are we going to have the Reed and Fern scene?
Oh, yes. Somebody received a letter. Cough, cough.
So, we'll say this is the day after the big event. Is that reasonable?
Yep, that should be the day that you receive it, yeah.
So, I think Reed, that evening, he perhaps imbued a little more than he would normally. A few more of the light cherries. And he's just at that stage, not hungover yet, but definitely on the drunk side. He's just that balance, not quite sure where you are. And he's sitting there with his lute guitar, his 6-stringed lute, on his lap. And he's going, I must speak to her. And he drags it through the halls of the Green Residence upstairs, finding Fern. Yes. I must speak with her. I must. Fern! Fern!
So
Hello?
shy that he has to get drunk to... I believe it.
Right. Is this before or after the letter?
I imagined as it's being received, or it's definitely after, if not at the time of being received,
Okay.
I would think.
Oh no, this is not going to go well.
Hello?
Fern!
Reed? Oh, you look like a
Yes.
mess. Are you okay?
I drank some of the Goldbeard's beer. It hurt my... It hurt my
talked about
prefrontal
that.
cortex. It hurts.
No, let me get you some water.
That would
Stick
be
with
good.
White Zin. It's so much better.
Do you have any?
Oh, of course.
I think a Zin. I think a Zin. We need a Zin for this conversation.
Sure. Let me open up a bottle. So, bottle open. Here you are, and
Thank
here
you.
I am.
Thank you.
What's going on?
I received your letter, and I agree. I love you too.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
And I wrote us a song.
Oh, okay. I
Oh
see.
my
You're
God,
gonna
yes.
you're gonna
Yes.
sing
In the
it now.
garden of our dreams, 2 hearts and endless gleams, bound together, forever strong, in love's eternal song.
I just think that's the most wonderful thing anyone's ever done for me. And
why are you with Todd?
You know, you're the second person to ask me that in the past day, and I cannot find a good reason. I don't even know where he makes his money. Like, you're not super rich or anything, but at least I know you're an honest worker. And
I'm rich in soul.
Me too. Me too. And I think I'm also traditionally rich, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe the things that my mom wants for me as far as security or, I don't know. I've been doubting a lot of what she's been trying to push, and I need to see what I want.
And your letter tells me what you want.
You keep mentioning this. Is this a physical letter or a metaphorical message, or can I...
Here.
Oh. And I'll take the letter from her and say, I immediately recognize Ivy's handwriting, and I go, uh-huh.
Ivy didn't even disguise it. Like, it's straight up just her handwriting.
Is it signed Fern or Ivy? Or signed at all?
No, it's signed Fern, but it's entirely in Ivy's handwriting. Like, she didn't even try.
That little troublemaker. Remind me to have a conversation with my sister after this. But she's not wrong. I do care about you. I've cared about you for a long time, and for the longest time I've only seen you as a friend. But there's nothing wrong with starting a relationship that way. We have trust. We have accountability, reciprocity. That's what you should have in a romantic relationship too. And I've seen you do things for people that Todd would never have done. And maybe it's time for me to make a change. And maybe you should take a nap. You seem 3 sheets to the wind, and we should have a conversation when you're well.
I agree.
I actually have some electrolyte-laden water for you. So why don't you drink this? We'll get a cozy bed made up for you, and then when you wake up, we can chat.
That sounds good. And he looks at the Zinfandel and he looks at the electrolyte water. He puts down the Zim and drinks the electrolyte water. This is for the best, I think. Did you like my song?
I loved it. And then Fern will go and hug very tightly Reed.
You lean in and not sob, not cry, just... I think I love you, Fern.
I think you do. And I think I love you back.
Your mum's not going to be happy.
That's okay. She has enough to worry about with Ivy. I think this is small potatoes. It'll be fine.
But at least we have all her money.
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry?
You said something...
It's Zinfandel, sorry.
Yeah, let's have a talk when you're well. I think that would go better.
I agree. And he's going to fall asleep on your shoulder.
Oh, you're so heavy. That was me pushing him on the bed.
Yep, that's what staff are for, too. And extra
Here's
veterans.
a quilt. Oh, yes. Help!
Ring a bell. Bell, ring, 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 ring. Could you lift that lump of person? Thank you. 2 guest bed 7.
Yes. I prepared to write a letter to Todd.
Nice.
And I let him know that maybe it's best that we not be together anymore.
Wow.
He should know why. He should search his heart, and he'll know.
You didn't show up to my sister's birthday party. We're done.
That will be the second letter. It'll be after a couple of white zins, and it'll be more of a screed. Yeah.
All right. So there's a few other scenes. I just noticed that we're over time. I was having too much fun. Kind of organizer failure. I do want to wrap us up so that we're not here all day. So you guys, the Rose and Armando patronage, I imagine that you can do that in your epistolary, right? You can tell us a little bit about your court case and or the preparations for the court case and how you have someone sponsoring you with a lawyer. What's really nice. So there you go. You can handle that there. And is there anything that you guys want to do? I know you might not have achieved your goals this session, but is there anything just before we do the wrap up? No?
No, I mean, my goal was to get 2 people to get married, orchestrate at least one marriage between people of your choosing. Unfortunately, we chose my 2 potential people before the first novel chapter, and I chose Armando and Robin. And because I thought it would be interesting to maybe try to orchestrate a relationship between 2 enemies. But obviously I should have been going for what Ivy's actual goal would have been, which was Reed and Fern, considering her relationship between the 2 of them. So, but she got halfway there, so I feel like that's kind of a win for that. So,
Armando, could you tell that Ivy was trying to, or that Robin was trying to marry you?
It's hard to say because she was very standoffish. Like very, hey, I'm going to set him up with fake stealing and ruin his reputation. That's not like what you do when you're trying to marry somebody, I think, personally. But in the end, my feelings softened toward her. And so it's a possibility. You never know. Tune in for a future episode. Who knows?
What was your goal, Ailbh?
Protect your younger sibling from all ill and make sure they marry who you choose. And we also came up with someone that would marry. It had to be someone honourable and talented and skilled, and that was also Armando.
I'm a very popular man.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll take it. I am honourable, at least on the surface.
we just all want to see you happy, Armando.
That is a very different attitude that I'm used to, so that is very nice.
Unfortunately, it worked out that you are now extremely poor, so...
The only progress I really made towards the goal was trying to protect her from Alexander McJohn, and I made it worse. Indirectly made it worse, so...
I'll go through my goals. Rose's goal was to successfully debut her daughter.
She debuted her as a fire-breathing kitten, just not as a singer.
That's true. Just not as a singer. And Martirosyan's goal was to kill Emil. And League's goal was to get help at the brewery, which actually kind of worked out. Now she has a marketing team. Yay, League. Armando, what was your goal? It wasn't to get married, was it?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I am not a confirmed bachelor, but, you know, I venture, like, you know how the sea is belongs to the sailor, that they can never get married because their heart belongs to the sea? Like, my heart belongs to adventure. But I'm expanding my horizons, I guess we could say.
Yeah, what was your goal?
My goal was to try to bring justice appropriately. Like, I thought it was going to be against Robin or Alexander McJohn, and that did not really happen, but I did kind of bring justice to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I turned in the person responsible for the murder of my parents. So, in a roundabout way, I think I accomplished my goal, but it is not how I imagine.
Yeah. All right, we're going to head out of the second novel chapter, if you guys are okay with that, with the drunken passing out on bed number 7 as the butler just kind of dumps you off and then walks away and cleans his hands. Now, it says skip it in the last cycle of the game and go to epilogue if last cycle. So the reputation phase, let's say we had played Good Society for many sessions together, right? Like this was 3-4 sessions in. And we would skip that last reputation phase because you aren't going to play with these character sheets again. So we're going to do that now, demonstrating Good Society. There's a last epistolary that is going to turn into an epilogue. You guys can write up to 2 letters describing what happens, and I'm going to limit it to like within 3 days of these events. So this is not an epilogue for your Fire-Breathing Kittens character. This is an epilogue for what happened this session. Go ahead and send probably at least 1 letter to somebody and just wrap stuff up between any of the characters. And let's start with Armando describing to someone how he's preparing for the court case with his patron Rose's help. I think that should definitely...
I am being interviewed by journalists about my fall from grace. Like, it is known who my parents were, and I am with Fire-Breathing Kittens, and like I have been putting my name out there a little bit as a superior sword fighter. But now the scandal has broken, like what I have been accused of and what I have confessed to. But in the meantime, I'm telling the journalist that Rose Green was so inspired by my Employee of the Month certification with Fire Breathing Kittens that, okay, he has a reputation at least as a problem solver, and that I am supporting Ivy, who she is learning to let go of but support simultaneously. So she knows that I am her friend and that she is going to need friends in this adventure. So she is supplying the lawyer for me in my upcoming court case. He's very good. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I'm very open. I feel re-energized because I tell everybody that Robin Banks, well, my friend Robin, inspired me to come clean and be the man that I could be. For this whole time, I've been trying to be honorable and try to find the path that is the best, but I have always been held back by my past indiscretion and how it's never been resolved. And until that happens, for better or worse, I will never advance. And so this is my opportunity to face the music and come out a better person. And I think Rose Green sees that. And so I think she is also rekindling her desire for the Rose program.
Okay. All right. Helping the person she had initially judged for his patricide. So you have no monologue tokens, so you are officially good. Next up, we have Ailbh's player and Ivy's player. You can write a letter, and you must use your monologue token before the end of the game. You can use it on someone else or on yourself. You must get some truth out of someone. So, any letter ideas, and how are you going to use your monologue token before we end the game?
Does it have to be Ailbh that uses the monologue token, or can it be one of the players,
for the player.
one
It's
of the
the players.
character controlled?
Yeah. You, the player,
think I
have
would-
one monologue token, and you can spend that on whichever character you'd like.
So he'd like to spend on Emil.
Ooh.
And I think it's him maybe monologuing the truth, perhaps what happened with Armando's parents.
Ooh.
Of
Spicy.
sorts, or his understanding perhaps of the situation in the hand he perhaps had to play in there.
Yeah. Armando, your
Armando,
parents
are you
didn't
okay with that?
just, yeah. They didn't just hire assassins to kill Emil because he was a good father to you. What truth is going to be revealed?
They,
I've got an idea if no one else does. I don't know if Ailbh's player is going for something.
No,
Okay.
please.
Emil leaves the hospital where his student Robin saved his life, having just pledged a life debt to her and honestly saved her from a slimy dude. And he sits down on a park bench out in the open with the trees above and the blue sky and pedestrians walking past on the park path. Exposed, more vulnerable than he's been in a long time. He was in Bumblehenge, hidden away from society, with just a monk and himself, rebuilding buildings that he himself had burned down long before. During his time at the Safiosi, he did many, many bad things. He took lives and he took property. And he thinks about now, with Martirosyan sending a blood arrow at him and his student saving his life and his other student, like the look on Armando's face as he wasn't fast enough will never leave Emil. The core themes of retribution and making up what you've done wrong. He's had a big impact upon the world, Emil has. He's older, and he's lived a long life. He thinks about the night he confronted Armando's parents, about the paperwork that he presented to them, showing evidence of their plans for Armando. They had taken out credit cards in his name. Armando, you're deeply in debt, I'm sorry. They had funded their criminal enterprise with their son's credit. And upon finding out what that money was used for, how that money was used to hire assassins, not only like to kill their political rivals, but just neighbors whose dogs barked too loud, Emil found out that this $30,000 in Armando's name was used to kill the neighbor's dog, and just went to the parents and was like, you can't be doing this to your own son. You owe your son a good life, and you can't be taking out credit card loans in his name to fund your evil political empire. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to take this to a journalist, and I'm going to make Armando's name debt-free because his parents can't do that to him. And he thought, as he left that house, that they were going to resolve things. But that's when, upon coming home, a blood arrow whizzed into the door past his head, and he knew that he had to fake his own death and make a run for it, and that Armando would be on his own, and that Robin would be on her own in prison. Thinking now in the park with the sun streaming down on him about how all of this has come full circle, he thinks, without my students, I wouldn't have been able to come back to this world, to this life, you know? Martiro-san has probably left the city. She'll find me again one day. But for now, I'll do what I can for Robin and for Armando. And he goes and buys something nice he would buy for someone in the hospital, like some better food than hospital food, and prepares to bring it to you the next day. Robin. And that's Emil's monologue. Okay. But yeah, that's why your parents tried to kill him. It's because he was protecting you, Armando. Also, the neighbor's dog is dead because of the credit card money that you
I never liked that dog.
Really good.
So frankly, that is a good investment, but it still could have been handled a different way. Does Armando find out about this from Emil, or is this...
You're going to find out about it in the court case when people investigate you. And he has $30,000 of credit card debt. And we suspect he killed the neighbor's dog as well.
Oh, that was years ago, so the compound interest on that is astronomical.
You're poorer than you thought. Okay. That's a good use of a monologue token. You don't have to write a letter if you don't want to. Anything else for Ailbh's player?
Sorry.
So much to process.
Yeah, that was quite a lot. That was good.
All right. Ivy's player. What's your monologue token? Who do you use it on? And you can write a letter if you want.
She will write a letter. Who will she write a letter to? Maybe she'll write a letter to her mother, talking about how, maybe just explaining everything, like thanking her for taking a chance on her being an adult, and like, even if
we'll
you did
play it
still,
and we'll go out on it. That'll be the end.
Oh God. Okay.
You got this.
Like, Mom, I just wanted to say thank you for being such an amazing mother, and I love you, and I am so glad that you could support me in my new choices in my life. You know, even if you do still want to send me some allowance sometimes, you know, that would be okay. I wouldn't be really upset about that, but thank you for respecting my choices. And I hope that the events in my party make you re-examine maybe some of the people that you surround yourself with, like Mr. Alexander McJohn and also Todd, and that there might be other people in this world that might have not as great reputations, and but they'll make better choices in your life and be better people, like my friends, the Goldbeards, that make way better beer, and and maybe have a new beer coming out, and that's exciting. And also, I hope that you can support Fern in whatever choices she might make in her life coming up, just like you've supported me. Love you always. Ivy!
Yay! Joining us for today's adventure, we're Ivy.
Oh my God, thank you guys. Thanks for coming to my birthday party.
And Armando.
This is a party I will never forget. Absolutely.
And Ailbh.
Thank you for having me.
Bye!
Bye-bye.
On Arts Educators Save the World, we talk with artists and their mentors to discuss the transformative work that happens in arts education. We began with Lin-Manuel Miranda and his elementary school music teacher, and mine, Barbara Ames.
The direct education we got from Barbara, it was life-changing.
And since then, we've spoken with Cecily Strong, Josh Radner, Annalie Ashford, Robert Lopez, and so many others, each with their mentors. Join us again as we begin Season 2 of Arts Educators Save the World, available everywhere.